might greet another Jewish person.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So we would both be like, oh, hello. Okay. Yeah, and then.
Okay.
Yeah. And so
hello.
Like, how hello.
Shalom.
Well, yes, shalom.
Shalom.
And then you would lean forward.
Okay.
Yeah, and then our lips would touch.
Really?
Yeah, that's how Jewish people would. And so, do you mind if I?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Grapey.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening,
and good night, because it's...
Hello, Vietnam! How'd that go with Robin Williams? Was it Good Morning, Vietnam? Good morning, Vietnam.
Yep. I had a principal that would yell that. It was very...
Yeah, hello, guys. It's been a while, okay? I get it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, okay?
So, Pastor Sai, Almighty Sai? Father Sai.
You call me Father Sai.
Yeah. What's you just took a sabbatical, you say?
Yeah, I took a sabbatical. Okay, we're gonna do some house cleaning up a little bit. Look, you haven't seen me in a while. I get it. But as you can tell, there's a lot of shit gone.
Oh, wait, I have a gift for you. Sorry.
You have a gift for me?
Yes.
Okay.
Just fill in with something.
Yeah.
Just say something. I'll be right back.
This podcast is already starting off crazy. That's how we do it here. So I'm going to introduce you to this guy, but there's a lot of stuff that I got to clear up for a second. We went bankrupt. Okay, Mosh Pit went fucking bankrupt. Okay. Yeah, MOSHCAST went bankrupt. All right. No, I'm just kidding. MOSHCAST is actually moving again. We're actually moving again. So
yes, so this is my gift to you. And
oh wow,
this is next of the line technology that I have to use. And so if I saw the last podcast,
right,
and I thought it was great. But anyways, so if some was making me use this,
yeah.
Oh wait, I'm supposed to. Some asshole. You can.
Yeah. Some dickhead.
I wonder the effectiveness.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
it will be
absolutely.
Definitely used forever and ever. I will use that forever. 100%.
Yeah. It might not like completely. It might not. Cover. I don't know. We can try it again to see.
We can definitely.
Okay.
Cocksucker. Oh.
Yeah, I think you got to press it
harder. Fuckhead. There you
go. Let's see. Okay. Dick. But that's okay though. You can do that one.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's think of all the ones that you can do.
Oh, that's right.
Because it's on context. Dick. You can. There's people named Dick.
You can say the C word.
Friends, what friends call me? They call me Dick.
They call you Dick.
Yeah,
Richard.
Yeah.
Flaccid Dick.
You can do. What is it? Oh my goodness! I forgot how rough that one was. That's a rough one. Okay, so I better use this. Okay. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Go for it.
Bitch. Because it's a female dog.
Right.
It's completely about context.
It's a female dog,
yeah.
but
just to be safe, I went ahead.
Just to be safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to fuck up YouTube's algorithm or whatever. Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, okay. We're moving.
Yeah, you got to think of it.
MOSHCAST is moving.
Yes.
MOSHCAST is moving. We didn't go bankrupt. We didn't sell out. We're just moving. But that's the least of MOSHCAST's problems as of these past 2 weeks, okay? Okay, so, well, like I said, I'm going to do some cleanup, and then we're going to introduce you. So, man, so while all that stuff was happening, a lot of shit went down, and I had to take a week off for my mental health. We all know that this place is a safe place for mental awareness and mental health, so I had to. Definitely had to, because, and I'm going to fucking air it out. I'm going to fucking air out I'm going to air out everything that happened, okay? And I'm going to get mad, and I'm going to get heated, and I want people to understand, and I want you to understand what happened, all right? And the person that's watching this, if they ever do watch this, knows that I'm talking about them, okay? Something happened. A story went down. Things got rough. And a homie caught me lacking. Okay? A homie caught me lacking. But... A homie, okay, so you don't know what lacking means?
No.
Lacking means like they caught you at a bad time. They didn't catch you at a bad time. They caught you. They just caught you lacking. You know, you usually have your thing on you.
Yeah.
You know, you're usually aware.
Oh.
You're aware.
Yeah.
You know what's going on.
Yeah, you were lacking.
Yeah, I was lacking.
Yeah.
So a homie caught me lacking, and it really put a huge dent in my last 2 weeks. A huge dent. Like, it really messed it up. Really messed me up.
Right.
Because in this situation, I'm not going to air out everything. I'm not going to air it out all of it. But in this situation, I thought I was the good guy. I know that I was the good guy. And when you walk into a situation where it's like, okay, I'm going to do this because I know it's the right thing to do, even though I know shit's going to get real. Okay? When things get real in depth, I know that I'm doing this for the right reason. And the person that caught me lacking got in the middle of something that wasn't even for him. He wasn't even involved. He wasn't even supposed to be there. Dare I say that I got kidnapped.
Oh my goodness. Okay? What happened?
Like I said, I'm not going to say the story. I'm not going to say what happened, but I got kidnapped. Like a legit 100%.
Who kidnapped you?
A homie.
Oh my goodness.
You know what?
This is big.
I'll blur it out. All right, I'll blur it out or everything. But I had a homie named. So, and I blurred it out because I want you to be fucking okay. Yeah, I don't want your name scurried around the fucking internet. Okay.
I'm late. What'd I do? Okay, I'll A for effort.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
I don't want your name scurried around the internet and people know that I'm gossiping about you. And you know what? Even if I did leave it in, who cares, bro?
Yeah.
This is my story to tell. But I'm gonna bleep it out because you know what? I'm that type of person. I'm gonna be okay with it, right? So I had a homie.
He caught you lacking.
He just caught me lacking.
Yeah, this is what happened.
He got in the middle of something. He got involved, and then he said he wanted to hang out. He wanted to hang out with me. After this whole charade went down. And we hung out. He drove, and I just kept on hanging out with him. Like, I didn't even ask. That's the thing. I was lacking so much. I was just, I was like, oh, he's just hanging out with me. We're just hanging out.
The story makes sense to me. Yes.
So he's like, hey, let's go hang out. I was like, cool. I go into his car. We cruise. We're driving to Hereford. Right? And I'm like, well, there's certain situations where like he needs to go pick something up from work or whatever the case may be, right? We're driving to Hereford, and then I'm like in dawn and be like, hey, where are we going, bro? Like, where are we going? You know, right. I wasn't mad at him. I was just like, hey, like, I know that I have like tomorrow off, and like I don't care what we're doing, but like, where are we going? Like, what are we doing? And he's like, nah, bro, you fucked up, dude. You messed up, bro. You messed up real bad. I'm like, what do you mean? What did I mess up? How did I mess up? And then he was like, you're gonna confront the people that are involved in this situation, and you're gonna tell them what happened, and then you're gonna,
my goodness,
yeah. And he wanted me to apologize and stuff, and I said, no, dude, like I'm not gonna do that. Like,
don't tell me.
I'm not gonna do that, bro. Yeah. I'm not gonna do that. And
especially because they told you to.
Right.
It's just like, well, now since you said it,
right.
You know, like.
Right. So that happened. And I was like, just drop me off, dude. Like either you take me to that place, and I'm going to walk home.
Yeah.
Or you drop me off here, and I'm going to walk home. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, where we go, you're going to drop me off.
Stop telling me what to do.
Yeah, stop telling me what to do. I'm going to do whatever, right? And he dropped me off, and I walked 2 hours to a post office.
That's fantastic. Wow.
At 11:30 at night, I was on the side of the highway walking, right?
Yeah.
got a homegirl to pick me up, you know. That messed me up. So the lesson to be learned about this is a homie that can listen here. I want y'all to get your piece of paper out and your Bible. Almost your Bible should be out by now.
And yes, and your
and a piece of paper and a pen. And I want you to write this down because this is the truest thing that I have learned these 2 weeks. Is if a homie catches you lacking, they are worse than an enemy that catches you lacking, bro.
Did you get that? Did y'all write that down?
Did y'all catch that?
Yeah.
A homie that catches you lacking is worse than an enemy that catches you lacking.
Yes. I agree.
100%.
Yes.
Because you already know that your enemy is going to catch you.
And he's already lacking.
An enemy's already looking for you to be lacking.
Yep.
A homie shouldn't be trying to look for you lacking.
Yeah. Exactly.
A homie should be like, hey, bro.
This is brilliant. I'm not even kidding you. This does make a lot of sense to me.
It makes so much sense. I've sat down for 3 weeks and I thought about this and I'm like, this needs to be aired out.
This is a good thing to say. Yeah. This is good. This is good stuff.
Yeah. Another lesson to be learned: if you're not involved and you make yourself involved, get out, leave. Yeah. It's not your business. It is not your shit. It's not your shit, dude.
Yeah.
Get out, bro.
Yeah.
All right. And like I said, I'll clear that whole story up where his name's not involved or anything, but you know, and it's gonna
when you catch a homie lacking.
Right. When you catch a homie lacking, you let them know that they're, hey, bro, like I'm gonna be.
I thought you didn't let.
You don't let a homie catch you lack. A homie is supposed to.
I thought the idea is that you don't take advantage of
the homie that lacks.
Yeah.
You don't take
just because you're lacking.
You're right.
It doesn't mean that you're always. Yeah. You're not always not.
Don't
lacking.
take advantage of the homie that's lacking, because if you're a homie that is hanging out with the homie that is lacking, he's comfortable with you. 100%.
Yeah, it's just like look at me. I'm not.
I have lacking. My shoes off. I'm wearing my socks.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my socks in my house, bro. I have my whitey tighties on.
Right.
Don't catch your homie lacking, bro. That means that you're a villain. That means that you're an enemy, bro.
Yeah, and don't take advantage of the
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Fantastic. This is good. This is good stuff. Write that down. Write it down.
Write it down, bro.
And
I think that's gonna be the new logo for MOSHCAST. If you're a homie that if your homie catches you lacking, there is evil as an enemy that catches you lacking. There's worse. They're worse.
Something about an eye.
Yeah. Something about something.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, we said it.
Yep. This is. Okay. I think this is going fantastic. I'm just. This is great.
Well, it's going to get even better. We have a long podcast to go. This is one of.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Right, we got a lot to talk about, but I want to introduce to you guys a second comer, right? A person that I call a friend that doesn't catch me lacking.
And if I do, I certainly do not make points of
it. Right.
I don't.
Or he's the guy that
I know that you could potentially not be lacking.
Right. But if I was,
but it just so happens.
Yeah. He would be the homie that caught you lacking in a sense of like you're at the bar and you're like you're hanging out and he goes, hey bro, like your zipper's down, bro. You don't catch him lacking. You just make sure that the lacking isn't there anymore. That's the homie that he is.
You're not just like, look at this guy lacking.
Look at this guy zipper down.
His zipper down. Yeah. Exactly.
One of my best friends, one of my greatest podcast members, like you. The podcast that we've done the first time was just amazing, and I wanted to bring you back. And it is one of the top MOSHCAST. Yeah, the Easter special. It's one of the first Easter specials.
It's the time when you're back after
reviving.
Yes,
MOSHCAST.
Death
the first time
rebirth.
MOSHCAST revives the rebirth,
and then.
And also, it is the MOSHCAST, the first MOSHCAST ever after dark. Literally after dark.
That's what we should
call doing this late. We're doing this at 12:47.
I got off at 9 and
had a drive here, and the drive sucks.
Yeah. It's a long drive.
His name is none other than Roper.
Hello,
KERBY.
I didn't choose that name.
We didn't. I don't think we chose any of our names.
That's true.
Wouldn't it be crazy if your mom was just like, you know what? I'm gonna let him choose his name.
Yeah, then I want
to be named because
if I got a choice, and I told them this, so it's cool. If I had a choice, that would be like the last thing I think of. That would not be the one that I would choose would be Roper. You know, odd.
Do you know why?
It's very ironic.
Do you know why your mom your parents called you Roper?
Kinda.
There's a story behind it?
More or less. They had a neighbor.
My parents called me Braxton because they saw a guy working cashier at Walmart. So
there you go. Named Braxton.
Named Braxton. Like, that's cool.
Basically, same here. Yeah.
Oh,
that's a name. Yeah.
So Ropert's back. It's great to have you, man. We're gonna get
it's good to be back.
Super duper in depth into a lot of things. I know that.
Let's do that.
We took a little bit to talk in the front because we're trying to the algorithms on YouTube, dude. You know what's crazy? I've had big people on here, and I love y'all. You know, shout out to fucking everybody that's been on the podcast. I've had big people on here, but for some reason, sometimes
your stuff's you. I don't know. You had
it's insane.
You had LIL. GODD?
Lil God. Shout out Lil God.
Right? With 2 Ds?
2 Ds.
2 Ds.
GODD. One of the coolest, one of the coolest people I've met. One of the biggest inspirations in my music realm.
Right, because we're all gods.
Right, we're all gods.
100%. Yeah. There's that.
I'm pretty sure have you listened
That's
to his music?
That's a very good yeah, anyways, yeah.
Have you listened have you listened to his music?
Some. I need to catch up.
Right. One of his great verses that he's said and he chants at every concert is "I am little God and so are you." That's what he says. I am little God, so are you.
100%. As far if I were to be to whatever extent I would be considered a religious influence or whatever. That's like. In my mind, just from what I'm hearing, little God, there's the verse, you are all gods. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
You know. So, I mean, it's just the application of that is what it sounds like to me.
Just the application of you're whatever God you want to be.
You were all
a God.
I think what he was saying at the time was you're all big to me.
Yeah.
You're all,
kings and queens.
Yeah.
You go king, you go queen, you do your thing.
Right.
Prince and princesses, god and goddesses, do your things. Entities, poltergeists.
Yep. I'm trying to think of categories right now. Plants.
Photosynthesis.
Yep.
Energies.
Yeah. All those things.
All of them. Demons. I don't know. Succubuses.
Those
incubuses, I think,
or Warthlogs.
Yeah,
I don't know if Rick and Morty fiction. I think that's a Rick and Morty character. I'm not even entirely sure.
Birdman.
Yeah,
I am Birdman. I am Birdman. Anyway, where are we going? Okay,
dude, I don't know. I'm just here for the ride, man. This is legit for me. This is exciting.
No, dude, it is for me too because like I said, mental health. It was really bad. I mean, it was one of those things where
caught you lacking.
That stuff happened,
right?
And it just was a landslide. It just went down, more down, and then went down, and it kept on going until, bro. Honestly, I didn't want to do podcasts. I have 2 gigs happening next week, this coming up Monday. So
what?
Shout out to Jeffrey Neurotic. We got a gig going on at Zombies Bar. On Monday at 7:30, be there. Tickets are $5. The door is $10. So buy a ticket from me.
$10.
We have a lot of crazy people going up. I'm going to be there. But anyway, I was doing that, and then we have another gig happening on Saturday that is halfway to home.
Wow.
Me, Derek Porterfield. Shout out to Derek Porterfield.
Derek Porterfield.
All Hell Zero.
All Hell Zero.
Favorite friends of mine, great friends of mine that have a band, and that's going to be their first song, their first music video ever performed
I missed a dude, I think Amarillo, and correct me if I'm wrong here, I think more so than Lubbock, I think more so than a lot of towns equal in size. It seems unproportionally. I'm not saying that they end up what am I? I'm trying to say that I think Amarillo cultivates an atmosphere for art,
right,
and for music,
right, 100%, 100%. We just gotta kick it like a football and make it a goal. We're there. We see the vision. We see the vision that we're trying to get at. But when we're like, we're going to do this, it just doesn't happen.
Well, what's the goal? Like, what's the
goal? My goal, and I hope that this is everybody's goal. I'm not trying to hate nobody in the game. I'm not trying to bring down anybody in the game. In Amarillo, right? In the Amarillo area, because everybody is great. I am better though.
Sure.
Don't take that sensitive. Y'all are great. I'm better.
Yeah.
Whatever happened after that, I'm better. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. I am. Nope. Yeah, I'm better.
I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't heard your music, so.
Everybody needs to understand that.
Are you doing music?
Yeah, I'm doing music.
Dude, what the hell? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm doing music, man.
Maybe you should promote that a little bit more. My gosh.
I have a lot of faces. My podcast.
Yeah, this is what.
podcast.
Yeah, for real. Yeah,
and then I do music.
You don't. Yeah, from what I've watched a good bit of your stuff, and like I haven't seen you talking about. Yeah.
Right.
Huh. That's
what you thought. You thought I was gonna have 2 gigs sitting right here at a concert, just sitting down.
Yeah,
doing podcasts.
Now I know because he's in his living room doing the thing. Yeah.
No. But yeah, so that's happened. I just Amarillo has this problem where it's like we get so far, and then the bars start paying you, and then you get comfortable with that pay, and then you stay here. And that's not how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to branch out and say, I'm from the Amarillo area.
And then represent.
Represent, bro. Because then people start seeing Amarillo as a place, not just as like a Texas town.
I have to, as like, I don't know, as a disclaimer, I'm not entirely sure even how to say that. I have to say, as a smug, like, son of a bitch, that art has to be for the sake of art.
Right. You know, art has to be for the sake of art, for sure.
And all that you're saying is like true.
Right.
But it has to.
There are people that are like, I'm dedicated to this. This is where I stay. This is where I reside. I get it. Cool. Fine. Great. Do it. Boom. But there are country artists. There are rappers. There are metalheads. There are punk rockers. There are poets. There are there's so much talent here in Amarillo. I want people to understand that. If you're not from Amarillo and you're watching this, I want you to understand that there is so much talent here in this place.
It's unique.
That we need to branch out, and we need people to know what Amarillo is actually about. I don't like this town.
And we're actually in Canyon right now. So
we're in Canyon.
Canyon people feel that way.
I don't like this area. Okay,
they look to Amarillo. Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I lived in Canyon. Man, we should probably talk about that.
Yeah,
we're neighbors in the past.
Yeah.
That's crazy. 5th Street. I was on 2nd Street.
It was meant to be. Like, we were meant to meet each other.
Our proximities were even close.
Right,
yeah, dude.
I mean, this is the thing. I've heard stories about you from, shout out to Aiden,
dude,
here. Jacob and everything, and I'm like, cool. Like, that, it's just a person that somebody that I know knows. It's cool, whatever. And then it just kind of like was like a fucking whirlwind into a washing machine.
Sorry, I have to dedicate to the joke now. So I'm gonna do that every time now.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, but yeah, no.
And we just ended up being here together. People, And it was crazy too, because I was like, "Hey, Aiden, Roper's gonna be here, bro. Like, you should come." That's kind of weird. Anyway, Roper's gonna be over here. You should come. He's like, "Nah, man, you do your thing."
Yeah, I do think this is ironically. Well, I wouldn't even say playing it safe, but I think we can. Like, it would have been fine, but yeah, this is nice.
Definitely.
This is fascinating.
Yeah, we get into the deep cut stuff.
Yeah, man.
Deeper cut stuff, but. Going back to the whole mental health thing, I was just really deep and really down. I wasn't sure if I was going to do podcasts ever again. I wasn't sure if I was going to do music or any of my gigs. I was just so down in the dirt. And there's things in my life that I need to fix and work on.
Do we not talk because it's kind of funny because they don't know.
Right.
We get here, I get here, he's here, and it's like, it's a whole, probably like at least 7 times to where it's like, to where one of us will start to say something, and then it's just like, well, this shit, wait now,
And we gotta wait. We're gonna wait for the podcast because we gotta make sure that we get everything in because we have so much. We have so much that we gotta talk about. So much.
Late. Yeah.
But I was down the dumps and I had. I wouldn't say promises or anything. I was just like, hey, like, we should do podcasts. We should do podcasts like to people and I'm like, yeah, sure, I'm down, blah blah blah. Like for real, dude. Okay, so we got to talk about this too. I'm so everywhere. It's fine. We got to talk about this too. So the last few days, I actually went to Colorado, and that's I texted you and I was like, hey, I'm going to Colorado. Blah,
that's
blah.
great. Colorado's a nice place.
Yeah.
There's lots of mountains.
Yep.
It's more green.
Yeah.
The
It's a very chill
roads
place.
go squiggly quite a bit. Colorado.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that you went and visited Colorado at
I
all.
I feel like Colorado is a place where you can get there fast, but whenever you leave, it's a lot slower. You know.
That makes sense to me.
So it's like I would rather just stay. Honestly, it's like it's gonna take forever to get home. Like I'm just gonna stay. You know, that's how it feels. That's how whenever you get to Colorado, that's how you feel, bro. Like I was there, and we didn't make a set in stone like
It just feels like
thing.
people are being more rational.
It was just
What's it feel like?
It was just random. You know, I was like, we're gonna do this for sure. There was one thing that we went there for, and we did, but all the rest of it was like out in the
What are you
out of the wind.
talking about?
The concert.
Yeah.
The concert,
Yeah.
the Tara Reid concerts, bro. And if y'all don't know who Tara Reid is, go pause this, go listen to Tara Reid for a second. I gotta shout them out because, bro, it was so good. I watched them 2 years ago whenever he was Getter, and he went to Lubbock and he played his EDM music. I mean, both of them are the same, Getter and Tara Reid.
Same person?
Know that. Same person.
Okay.
But I went to that concert, and dude, I felt something for sure. Like,
What are you saying?
Man, so
Something's that's a big word, you know.
Yeah, we're getting deep. We're gonna get deep, man. Okay.
Woo!
So I get to Getter's concert, and like I'm expecting, because this is the end of the bad. This was the end of the bad. All the bad stuff that happened those 2 weeks. This is the end of it. I'm going to Colorado. I'm gonna breathe for a second, and then we're gonna be right here, you and me. You know, this is where we're going to be. So, I go to Colorado, we watch the show, and I'm already emotional, man. I'm already emotional, and I'm feeling it because, like, I've been drinking. Like, we're heavy drinking and stuff. We're just having a good old time, you know. Responsibly.
Are you Irish?
Yes. Yeah, I have Irish in me.
Yeah, imagine that.
So, we're drinking responsibly. And we're at the gig,
operating heavy.
Yeah, we're not operating heavy machine. We literally
That's
walked.
good.
We
That's
walked
great.
to the place. You know, it was close. So we get there and everything's hype. We're drinking, having a good time. Shout out to Yuck, the first guy that went up.
How do you spell that?
It's YVNCC.
YVNCC.
Yeah,
That's
and
what I do.
it's
on
Yuck.
it. Yeah. Yuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I also do that.
I gotta critique because that's what I do. Yuck, bro. If you're listening to this, listen up, man. Great performance at the end. You need to work on your beginning. It was very dry. It was hard.
This is fantastic.
If you're gonna be in the front, if you're gonna be a front guy, right, and you are a front guy right now, if you're gonna be a front guy, you've got to hype everything up. And I know that people were hyping Colorado.
Why wasn't he? What was he doing? Like, what was it? It wasn't that, you know?
It was just his performance, like him as a person, his character that he put himself on the stage wasn't there.
Oh,
It wasn't there. And I get it.
There's like an idea of like, I don't know, it's sacredness or something to like a stage.
Right.
To where it's just like, oh, here I am doing,
Right.
you know.
And if you're going to do that, great. But make sure that your presence is going to be there throughout your whole gig, the whole show. Your presence got better and better at the end, which is great because the songs that you had at the very end were awesome. But at the beginning, it was really hard for me to listen to, and which I still like. I'm not hating on you. I'm just saying.
I've never heard it.
If you want some critiquingness,
Sure, do it.
then boom, bro.
Yeah,
just listen up.
Yeah, this is legit.
So he goes up, boom, done. It was hype.
Let's
at the
just
end.
do all night like that. Let's just spend all night judging people.
Yeah, let's just all night.
Let's do that. That sounds fantastic.
So he goes on, and then Eliosi does his thing. Eliosi bomb.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss on Eliosi. I actually watched him last time he was here with Getter in Lubbock. I watched him and bomb.
Same person.
Great.
Okay, so Getter is also who?
Tara Reid.
Tara Reid. Okay.
Yep. So Eliosi gets on, and then Tara Reid gets on after.
Oh
that.
my goodness.
And I was not expecting that, dude. I know that I'm going to get a lot of people feeling weird about this, but I want people to understand how my spirituality works, right? We're going to get into that later, too. This is just a little touch. You know, sometimes you go into a church and you're feeling it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you feel the presence of that. You go to a church, you go... I don't know if everybody feels that way, if everything you go to a stadium or you go to your friend's house for the Super Bowl or whatever...
It's a little bit more difficult.
Right.
I mean, am I right? Because like, you know, like a movie theater. So like you have the screen and you have,
Yeah.
I mean, like, I guess the social factor is a little bit more difficult.
Right.
Even though it's, oh gosh, dare I say religious in nature, you know? So.
Or I could, you know what, I'll say this. When you hear your favorite song that you've loved for the longest time and you're listening to it for the first time in like months. And you're like, oh, dude, like this hits my heart, this hits my soul. Like that feeling that you get that nothing can compare to, like, I would say a church or that song. Because that's the only time I ever feel that feeling, is going into a church that
You're distinguishing something outside of the, I suppose, not immediate experience, but immediate obvious experience.
Right.
Or so I would be very interested in knowing exactly what you're referring to.
Oh, it's hard to even it's hard to even tell because, or it's hard to even say because I know that in the norm of the world, like, people wouldn't understand what I was saying. When I like Roper, when I hear songs on a regular, I feel this feeling all the time.
Right.
But I only feel this feeling in music and in church, or even like when I'm listening to gospel music, praise and worship music. When I'm in a spiritual realm, like when I'm in my spiritual brain, I guess you could say, music and church are the only places that I feel these feelings.
Well, I have a question for you. So
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a connection to anything, whatever it be, and I suppose words would be a very good way to do it. That connecting with something that's thousands of years old,
Right,
is
right,
something,
right,
Yeah.
right. So the reason I say it's going to be weird for people to understand this is because, so between Eliosi and Getter's set, they were playing music to transition into Tara Reid's set. One of the songs was from Lil Peep, and Lil Peep was a kid that pretty much blew up for.
Yeah, I've heard of
Yeah,
Peep.
yeah.
You know, like
He blew
like,
up.
You know, like I've seen.
Right.
Yeah.
Amazing artist. Like he was ahead of his time, and it sucks that he's dead. R.I.P. Right? He passed away. Bad. Not
How
good.
did Little Peep die?
Lil Peep OD'd. Lil Peep OD'd.
What did Little Peep OD on?
Fentanyl.
I feel like I should know this.
He OD'd on fentanyl.
Yeah, that's a rough
Pills.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, fentanyl's. Yeah, fentanyl's. We can come back to that, but
right.
fentanyl's.
A very, very bad drug, kids. A very bad drug.
If you're going to, fentanyl is something that doctors use, as a means for, like I mean, speak about recreational,
Right.
like it's. Don't. I don't know.
It's not even
Consider other recreations.
Yeah, like I don't really say this much, but if there was would you rather do fentanyl or like marijuana? I'm definitely gonna tell you to smoke marijuana, kid.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like don't do
And so
fentanyl.
would 77% of doctors.
Yeah, don't do fentanyl. Don't even try it. Not even once. Not even the first time.
Unless you're doctor.
Yes. I will say there is a use for fentanyl. There's always a use for drugs that are here on this earth. Like, yeah, definitely. But if you get on the streets and you're doing it because you want to and it's fun, and your friends are doing it, don't fucking do it. Don't.
Yeah.
Just stop doing it.
Well, I wonder how much. Yeah, am I right? But I wonder how much there's a correlation between. I mean, other people have made this argument too. They have found. I mean, it's just science. I don't care saying it, even if it seems as though there's a political motive, and there's not.
Right.
That things like it's cocaine, I'm sure fentanyl is pretty addicting.
Oh,
but
100%.
They have found that the core, it's like 10% of, and this is just the studies that they found, that 10% of people that do cocaine end up addicted to it. And so, I think the idea is that, you better just hope to God you're not in that 10%.
Right.
But I think what that might show us is that there's a pretty conclusive amount of scientific data that states that that people are perhaps more fluid in that sense.
Right.
Than,
right.
Yeah.
That goes
and
into...
there's no political, there's no moral. What were we talking about before this? But there's
we're gonna get, I got it. I got where we're going. But you keep on going.
That's just where the scientific data leads.
Right.
Is that it does show that seems to be the case.
And it's really tough too when we talk about this. It's really tough because I was just about to talk about like generational curses.
Right.
Addiction runs in the family. But here's the thing, though. My grandpa was a very, very bad alcoholic. He was heavy on
So
the
was
alcoholism.
mine. Yeah, so was mine. Yeah.
But yet here I am at 27, and I can drink and not be addicted to it. Does that mean that my generational curse has been broken, or is
I do not know. I do not know the answer to that.
Right. So it's more of like
temperament might have a lot to do with it. Situation might have a lot to do with it. Genetics is like, it's like the bottom of the pyramid.
Right.
So you build all from the genetics, but it's still, built off of. So I mean, I would not know how to deduce that.
And in my household as a kid, I never saw alcohol. My parents never drank. There was never a drop of any type of drug. Whatever you want to call it. Like if you have a headache, take Benadryl and then go to sleep. It's fine. That's how my household
Don't
ran.
you get sleepy taking a Benadryl, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my mom would like,
probably
don't talk to me.
Up on Benadryl.
Don't talk to me till I drink my coffee. It was very foggy, but at the same time, there was no heavy alcohol use. Do you put that into breaking your generational curse, or you... Because either way, at the age of 21, definitely going to start drinking. You know what I'm saying? Every kid does. I wouldn't say every kid, but I will say that when I turned 21...
dude, it is a bit rough because we live in a world to where when you're 18, it's just like you might get shot in the head.
Yeah.
So like, as a general rule of thumb, like, like enroll in the military, which...
Go get a lottery ticket and smoke you a cigarette before you turn 19.
Yeah, before you have to go to war.
Yeah,
right, yeah. And I don't know, man. Like, it's just like... the way you deduce what is... beneficial behavior is not necessarily like you can be grateful for the opportunities to have a strict and rigid lifestyle, for whatever reason, because you've joined so-and-so group or whatever, or from your own self-discipline.
Right.
But there's whenever if you can see that you're clearly causing harm to other people or anything like that.
Right.
And it's a bit difficult to diagnose that because, people are generally in types of denial, I suppose. But I think you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's levels to things.
Yeah, exactly. I can go a weekend and I can literally binge from the moment I wake up till the night I put my head down on my bed. But then when I get home, I don't have a drop of alcohol until this podcast, and that was last week. Remember,
Yeah. Sorry,
it's just it's true. Like
sure.
So, like what we're trying to say, kids, is don't do drugs, and if you have addictive personality,
unless your doctor prescribes
unless your doctor prescribes it,
that's interesting because just a few years in the future, how that's going to start working.
Right.
So I mean,
because who
what's
knows
on the street now will be
somewhere
the next realm of medicine.
So going back, let's reel it back in. Going back to how I feel like people are going to feel weird about what I'm about to say is that Lil Peep song came on, and I felt a presence there. I'm not going to say ghostly ghouls. Ooh, I'm saying
something that's real.
Something that's real. Like his song came on and it hit me, dude. Like in a spiritual and an emotional way. I was like, dude, like that's Lil Peep, bro. And we're like what 5 years? I can't remember. Don't crucify me if I get his date of death wrong. It's been years.
Yeah.
And we're still listening to his music, and people are still bumping to it. And I'm at a concert, listening to his music, and I feel the presence of like, dude, I could see him on stage. I can see him right now on stage. Like I can close my eyes and I can see Lil Peep right there, bumping his hand, and the crowd's going wild.
You're making the claim that something. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're making the claim that something can be so real. Outside of the metaphysical realm, outside of the material, whatever, that something can be so real as to it might as well manifest, or that's a fascinating claim,
just like when you pray or you're listening to a praise and worship song in church, and you close your eyes and you feel the presence of God. That's how I felt. Right.
Well,
as weird as it sounds, I know
you would forgive me if I'm a bit confused because the story goes, or however you would say that God did die
Right.
2,000 years ago.
Right.
So, like, well, allegedly, you know, so it's just like if you were a Buddhist, you'd be like, what's he saying right now? But, so it is a bit difficult to, you know, God. I'm confused. I don't know what you're saying.
Right, exactly. So, like, now, like, I don't know if you do, but, like, you know, you go into it.
He didn't finish the story. Okay, yeah whatever.
But, so, you know, Lil Peep's song comes on, and I feel a vibe. I feel a presence. You know, I'm like, oh, like, damn, this is it.
Yeah.
I'm feeling it. Like, crazy. I wouldn't say God's there, but, like, I wouldn't say Lil Peep's there either. It was just...
Well, how could you? You couldn't get away with it.
I could say, hey, Eric, bro, like, Lil Peep's on stage. Like, it'll make me sound crazy. But at the same time, like, they played the song, and I just felt just how it is.
You were making, like, hella claims right now, dude. Yeah, this is fascinating.
Yeah.
And, I mean,
but this is something that...
It's a human constant. A lot of people say this.
Right. This
type
is something...
of idea.
Yeah, this is something that
I hope so.
I vibe with every day. I listen to a song on my phone. I'm like, I feel some type of way. It's not always the same, but it's always like, you know, I could be doing something. I'm like, oh, like my feelings, my emotions.
Are we going to be nuked?
Yeah.
Are we going to be nuked?
What's that mean?
Do you think we're going to die in a nuclear annihilation?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Maybe. For sure. Okay.
For sure, maybe.
Sorry, that was a bit off topic.
No, it's all right. We can get to that. You know, I'll hold on to that one for a second. We'll put it in the cup. Then Tara Reid's set comes on because I'm almost done. I promise. I'm not here to talk about.
I mean, dude, I don't know. I'm just. This is interesting to me, man.
So there's a story. Okay, I want people to understand. My grandmother passed away. Yeah, she died.
Sorry.
All right, she's dead. We get it. You all understand people die.
How old was she?
She was 67, I believe. And you know what? Mom, Dad, crucify me if I got her death wrong, too. You know?
Maybe she wasn't 67.
Maybe she wasn't 67. Maybe she was older. But either way, she passed away. And it didn't hit me right away. Sometimes, you know, things are kind of weird, and you're like, oh, my grandma's dead, but whatever. I got to be the cool, strong guy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know? So I was kind of like that for a little bit. I was just like, I got to be the man of the house and be, like, strong for everybody else. And, so...
Funerals are weird. Yeah, funerals are weird, yes.
Where Tara Reid gets in the mix, trust me, it's getting there. Tara Reid made an album called Visceral as Getter, right?
Okay.
Didn't listen to it until maybe a few weeks after my grandma's death. Because I was afraid, because I knew that Getter was doing something different with his music. I just didn't know what. When he posted that album, I was like, "This is not going to be the same Getter that I've listened to. I don't want to mess it up. Yeah. I don't want to mess up the visual I have for Getter."
Are you riding waves? Is that what you're saying?
Right. I was riding a wave for a second. I was riding his wave. You know. And I was like,
well, I mean, there's a lot of waves, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I listened to that album when I pressed play, bro. I pressed play, dude. The first song came on, I was like, okay, I'm feeling something. You know, I'm getting this vibe. I'm listening through. Halfway through, I'm like, okay, I'm getting it. I mess with this for sure. The very last song is called I'm On My Way Out. And dude, when that song hit, bro, I bawled my tears out because it made me think of my grandma.
Yeah, she was on her way out.
I was like, bro, like how, like, and I was in my car. I was crying. I was apologizing to my grandma, and I was like, you know, from that day on, I saw Getter as my praise and worship to remember my grandma. No other song. No other artist.
Right. You're saying something that makes so much sense to me.
Right.
And it sounds funny. But it's not.
Right. It's a human feeling.
Yeah. I mean, it's, I guess, even structurally funny. But, you know.
It is funny.
But, yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. How can an EDM artist, you know, make you feel some type of way about your grandmother dying?
Right.
Well,
you know, most people wouldn't do that. Most people wouldn't connect those two
Coming
things.
Full circle, Tara Reid goes up.
I mean, not unless you explained it, yeah.
Yeah, Tara Reid comes up, and he plays his new song, Super Duper, And I had the same feeling, man. And dude, I'm not gonna lie. And you can call me whatever you want to call me. Fans and viewers. I fucking cried, dude. I cried.
Yeah.
I cried, bro. At concert, I was like, dude, like,
Crying's nice.
bruh, like, for real. Like, how does anybody get that feeling inside and make it into a song and then throw it out to somebody that actually feels that too?
What song was it again?
Super duper.
I feel like I've heard it. What was that song about?
Dude, honestly, it was just about life, man. It was just about being super duper.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the sound, the beats, the 808s, the harmonics, the synthesizers, all of it, his rapping just made me feel a certain way, bro.
Do you listen to birds? I mean, you got a bird over there.
Well, I used to have birds. My cat murdered them.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, that's,
Sucks.
Oh
yeah, R.I.P. to the birds.
That's intense. But,
yes, I listen to birds.
Anyways, I had this thing about birds that I was going to say. Do you listen? Oh, I mean, I suppose you had a bird.
Had birds.
You listen to them?
I do listen to them. Like, honest to God, literally, I listen to birds.
They're like, I mean, they're saying things.
They're saying things, bro. Like, in their own language, they're saying things.
Yeah.
Like, do you listen to, like, whales?
I think it feels like stand-up comedy. There's this place in Milshu, Texas that feels like, I think it's like the Las Vegas of birds. And it's at a United parking lot. But, dude, they're just like, the patterns are so crazy.
Right.
Because it's just, I mean, I think it's like a stand-up comedy show or something. And they picked just this parking lot with these trees.
Right.
And they don't accumulate unless by choice like that.
Right.
They look like they've replaced the trees with leaves, you know?
Right. And it's like a black or brown
bunch of blackbirds.
Leaves of trees.
Yeah, just a black tree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah, dude. So I mean, like, I spent some time trying to figure out what, like, is Milshu like the Las Vegas for birds? I don't know. Yeah. Jacob moved to Bird Central. There's also another some Ohio. What's the one? It's a state that Jacob's.
The Blue Jays.
Yeah. Some Ohio. The bird.
The Cardinals.
The bird town.
The Cardinals.
No, it's just like the town famous for birds. I don't know. Apparently, that's what he did.
Look it up. Show us what in the comments. Show us what is the town of birds.
In the state that everybody says sucks the most. Ohio. Am I getting that wrong? I think it starts with an O. I'm not entirely sure.
Wait, Idaho is potatoes.
The one that makes all the fun jokes about it.
Would you like a refreshment?
Well, I might have some wine as well as water.
Okay.
So let me. Can you would you just fast forward through this part?
Yeah, we can cut this part out.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, and then that as you're pouring, that'd be fantastic. To be honest with you. Yeah. I have less of. I should drink less than you. But yeah.
I will say, no, I can't say it because it's going to be cut out. No, that's all right. Thank you for the coffee cup, Roper. That's awesome. I appreciate it. And we'll get into the shift here pretty soon.
Oh my goodness! Yes,
I think I'm done. I think I'm also done with ranting about everything that's happened.
I've enjoyed the hell. Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Out of this, I don't even know. Yours is a different color than mine.
Yeah, mine is now.
Because it's the Long Island iced tea.
Yeah. It's the Arnold Palmer.
Oh, okay. So,
but yeah.
Oh my goodness! So it's. You mentioned the shift, but before we get to that...
Yeah, before we get to that, I want to get to Roper. But is there a question or something that you want to talk to about first?
Yeah, I didn't tell you. This is one of those things that I didn't tell you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I can only imagine that the existential cry... whatever... Oh my goodness. I can only imagine what that's like to be in his shoes, but the chosen, and so that'll make sense here in a second.
Right.
But I gotta preclude it with some words,
which is crazy.
Well, dude, you don't even know. I
don't even know what you're going to talk about. I don't even know what you're going to talk about. You know what? You know what's crazy?
Do you know what it's like to be surprised? I mean, like, to where I look at the shenanigans that I pull or whatever, and I'm just like, I don't know. I think that maybe I'm special or something.
Right.
That, like...
No, you are, though.
Whatever. But, like... but, dude, for real... Like, I'll look at the shenanigans that I pull. And I'm like, that was dumb, or I'm like, dumb. Use dumb in a positive context, I guess. But, okay, yeah, I should probably, maybe there's a better way to even say that. Dude, good dumb.
Yeah.
Just so, like, dude, like, I couldn't be, like, more proud. I couldn't be more impressed.
Right.
Dude, okay. This is so brilliant, and it's so dumb. It's both. And it makes me feel like I don't have to be worried, like, as a Christian, I suppose, for real. Like, that it's just like, once this happens, it's just like, it's like a sigh of relief, because you're just like, oh gosh, like,
I was right. Oh man.
Well, no, or more like, okay, well, still, I still haven't. I'll tell you here in a bit, but I don't know. Whenever you see another Christian do something outlandish or whatever, and then it's just like, oh, like, the relief of something like that. They got all their they got a bunch of their billboards and vandalized their own billboards.
Right.
And then, like, thechosensucks.com.
Dude, I watched, you know what's crazy? I watched The Chosen Sucks Facebook video.
Did you?
Today.
Did you? What do you think? Is it the one with Satan in it?
It's the one with Satan, all the students.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Tell me what on earth? I mean, like...
It's crazy. It's crazy that you bring this up because, one, we did talk about this last podcast. Did we talk about The Chosen last podcast?
Well, I mean, probably, or maybe.
I think we talked a little bit of The Chosen.
They didn't vandalize their...
Right.
Then.
Right.
I should say shit. I should say shit louder. But, dude, I mean, they didn't do it... That's new, but I don't honestly remember if we did or not.
I've heard.
I'm not in love with Dallas Jenkins.
Also, though, what a way to, like, make that into a human experience, though, right? Anyway, so I watched this video and I'm like, I've heard about Chosen. I've heard about it. I'm not really whatever. Then I watched the Facebook video about how, like, they're really just taking a big turd on it.
Oh, I'm in.
Yeah,
is it like that?
Yeah. And it's like, bro, like, nobody's ever done that. Nobody's ever done what they are doing to a show.
I'm glad you watched that. I'm glad that you watched
it. Right. And I watched it all. But it's just one of those things where it's like, if people didn't know, if people don't, like, absorb art, you know what I'm saying? Because that is an art. What they're doing is an art. What they're doing is predicting, or not even predicting, but making it into a reality of their imagination on what happened.
That's interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I actually understand, I think, what you said.
Like, as a human being, like, if we were in that situation, how would this portray? And how would we then talk back then?
This is what I continuously think whenever I watch what he does. Is I'm just like, I think, like, that it's a long-term investment and that he's done well by the company.
Right.
I think that everything that he does is good. But, I mean, just like, it's like investing in a loan or something. Because, like, the immediate payoff does not seem evident.
Right.
You know, like, just the amount of people that just, like, gotta watch that dude and just, like, you know, like, just shut up, you know? Like,
just humble yourself real quick and just pretend that if you don't believe that it's actually true, you might get something out of it. If you go into watching this like you watch a Marvel movie,
or just anything,
you might enjoy it just a little bit instead of just hating on it because it's not your practice or your belief or your religion or whatever. I don't understand. I don't get it.
Yeah, dude. It's
dare I say, it is The Chosen is the NF of the cinematography.
Well, this is what I was just thinking. Is
that is a bold statement for me to say.
It is easier to watch, I suppose, a lot of things due to historical reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I guess like a movie based in World War II, or a movie based, or anything based in like, okay, so like, you know, you think of even like medieval. Like we're all like wearing armor and hitting each other with swords. You know, like that's like it's a task to try to.
Here's the thing.
Do you know what I mean?
I
mean, it's not the most interesting time period.
But this is what gets me more upset. Is like we have a religion, a thing that people practice on the daily.
There's a lot of book clubs with a lot of money, dude.
Yeah, forever.
Like, they got like buildings, you know.
What upsets me the most is we have this thing forever, bro. And there's people that are dedicated till they die to this stuff, right?
Maybe. I don't know that the numbers reflect it. Maybe.
But we have more movies.
It's a big claim. That's a big claim.
It's a big claim.
I'm just letting you know. Yeah.
It's a big claim. But we have more movies that are blockbusters about people that were fighting with swords than God being crucified or Jesus being crucified.
What about the sword or what?
We have more movies, blockbuster movies, about two guys fighting with. Yeah, right, they're cool. But we have more blockbuster movies about two guys fighting with swords than we do about Jesus being crucified, or Job's story, or how Sarah turned into a pillar of salt.
Yeah, and so you ask, like, I guess the question for me becomes, what's the value? That's not the only question, but I mean, like, it's this. I think it's super arrogant to like. It's like we have one book that was the book that it's the only thing that we have collectively put together that's like the voice of the people or the voice of, however you want to say that.
Right.
It's the only one that we got for that. And there's like the Quran and there's Buddhism, but I've read part of the Quran. I don't think it's not my favorite read. And Buddhism, and Buddhism's amazing. But I mean, like, I don't know, like just the ingratitude that I guess like people can have because of its popularity and because of all those things.
Right.
But it's just like, it is the only one that we have that's just like, you want to read something collectively that's thousands of years old?
Right.
It's just like, well, you're very narrowed on choices.
Right.
So
you want to get into something deeper, let's go into the Dead Sea Scrolls, let's go to the Book of Enoch.
For real, yeah.
Then we can start talking about like what actually is and isn't. No,
there's a lot. No, you're great point.
Yeah.
You are, I concede to that point. But I mean, like, as far as like, as a collective, it's good. This is good. As far as a collective manuscript put together as one narrative.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
There's only one, for that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that goes into like what I was talking to you about, not talking to you about, but a little questionnaire is like, what do you see the end point being?
As far as what?
As what we just talked about. What is the end point?
For what?
We have all these books. We have the Bible.
I have no idea how long we've been talking or anything. You're talking about an end point. And it's just like,
this
thing could end up being 6 hours.
Yeah, not an end point. I'm talking about in this situation. We're talking about a book.
Okay, yes.
Thousands of years old. Books, thousands of years old. Whatever religion or whatever
and there's a lot.
Practice is a lot.
Yeah.
We could talk about paganism. We could talk about Satanism. We could talk any religion-based spirituality that you have. The book is there. The end point to all of them, what would that be?
Oh, yeah. I think I have an answer for that question, insofar as I can tell. So I'm gonna
your opinion. I want your opinion.
Okay, yes, thanks, dude. So I'm gonna start off at the at least statement. So and that is more than enough.
Right.
So like it is at least, the Bible seems to me to be at least, once the Gospels got stapled in and written in with red letters,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like ever since then, like, I see it as at least a force that prevents tyranny. At least.
Prevents.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and anybody, not you in specific,
right.
But, it does make it difficult because you can look at, like, Russia right now and it's like, well, that's a Christian nation.
And, like,
it's not, but, I guess... Putin gave the leader of China like a little tiny baby church.
Right.
Like he gave them like a miniature, and it looks like a church or whatever. That's what he gave them. And like, so I mean, basically, yes, Russia is ruled by a dictator. He's not a president. That's not a president. But I don't know.
Right. That's not a president.
No. It's I mean, I think
and it's
by
crazy. It's crazy that you bring that up
definitions-
too, because as hard as you put in, as hard work. I'm not saying you're a, one of those internet warlords.
Nerd?
What are they called?
I don't know.
Facebook Guardians of the Galaxy esque people. You know.
Yeah.
But I will say
those.
that you put your truth out, and there's people that I don't even know. I don't even know who comments on your stuff. I just know
so many people. You have no idea.
Right. But
dude,
there's people.
It's huge.
Yeah.
You don't even know.
Yeah.
You don't even know how big it is. Yeah, dude. Yeah, let me tell you.
So there's people that go on there and they comment some outrageous stuff like you wouldn't.
Yeah, all the time.
And if the people knew who you were, they would be like, they would understand like either you were doing this out of sarcasm.
That I'm strapped.
Yeah,
or that I could
lacking.
be.
That you're not even lacking.
That I'm not.
People don't even know that Roper's on Facebook. Not lacking, bro.
That's what's happening.
Not lacking at all.
Not lacking.
He got his MF
sometimes,
thing on him, bro.
Sometimes I do lack. Sometimes just like anyone.
Sometimes Roper be in the bathroom with his socks on, taking a dump, talking on Facebook. Hey, but nobody's checking on him being lacking.
Right.
You
might say, hey, I bet that dude's lacking right now. I bet he's Yeah.
It might be lacking, but at least he got knowledge, bro.
Yeah, at least yeah.
Come with the knowledge, bro. Next time.
Yeah.
All right. Because there's people on the Facebook that get on your stuff and they're just saying some outrageous stuff, and I'm like, bro, like.
Yeah.
What
all the time. All the time.
What did he say?
Yeah. What did he say? All these people.
There was one guy that was talking about what was he talking about? And I was like, it's crazy that you come to the table with this.
Right.
Thinking about like I can't remember. I just know.
Me neither.
Roper, like the things that you say, I feel like Jesus would.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so let me like I'm sorry. Like no, for real. Like because like dude, the thing is just like like the amazing thing about that is like it's like it's
I'm not saying that you're
I don't want to do that.
Right. You don't want to do what?
That story that I don't want to do that.
But you're here doing it.
I mean, not that. Like maybe some poor impersonation, but not that. I'm just glad that I don't have to. I think that's the story,
Right.
I'm glad I don't have to do that.
Let me air my side now. I feel like because the questions that I have is like, what is the end goal? What do you believe? What is right and wrong to you? I say this all because there's a fine line where people just miss. And it's like, yeah, we can be mad at like why men and women were born men and women. Right?
Okay. Yeah. Well, do you
jokingly, right?
Well, we can if it helps, you think. Most there are exceptions to where there's a few. I think Lady Gaga is one, to where you can be born with both a penis as well as a vagina.
Right.
But most people have either a penis or a vagina, and of course there's a lot of other things too that are also real and all those things, and
valid,
but generally
they're there.
Speaking, there's
that's what I'm saying.
It's like I have a penis. I'm sure
that's
you
it.
Probably do.
We're already digging in it, right? This is my.
Do you have a penis?
Yeah, I do.
You didn't have to answer.
You didn't have to answer.
Right. I think that's the idea.
Right.
Is this like? Is maybe it could be? I think this is the idea that it doesn't have to be the first thing that we know.
Right.
It could be a little bit later. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to get at. We dig as humans, as people, we're digging ourselves in deeper holes than we don't even need to be in. We're talking about gender right now. We're talking about who is who. We're talking about what is what. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Right? Look. I'm going to be honest with y'all, guys. Look, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't think God has a penis or a vagina.
This is big claims.
And, whenever I get up there and God's like, hey, look, dude.
This is,
but I'm just saying, I don't think. And
I'm
I don't
sure there
think
would be an appropriate way that conversation could occur because he's God. But,
it's just, I don't think, I shouldn't care. I don't care if Roper has.
There's so many other things. There's so many other things.
We could talk about why the same roll of toilet paper at Walmart is $12, but the same roll of toilet paper at Dollar General is $7.
Right.
Why?
I mean, yeah, exactly.
That's the most. Those are the important things we should talk about.
Yeah, we could go on for so long.
More
with
important
not
things.
Needing to know.
If toilet paper is masculine or feminine.
Right, exactly.
Bars. That's what you need to get out of this. Don't.
I mean, like the 5th thing, or 6th thing, or 7th thing. It's just like, why? It doesn't have to be the first.
Like, and that's the thing too. Is what problem is.
You know what I mean. Like you get.
Yeah. But that's the thing too. Is like you go into the store, you say, "What's up? How's it going? How was your day?"
Exactly.
Also,
or what's your favorite type of Oreos?
Yeah, I'm gonna get a salad. Also at the end, whenever you're not really sure yet, you can say, "Also, what are your pronouns, dude?" Hey, what's your pronoun?
At the end, you can wait. You don't even have to. I mean, like
sometimes you would even catch it. Sometimes you even catch it.
Do you want to talk about the bathroom thing? Let's talk about the bathroom thing.
Let's talk about the bathroom.
I don't care. Yeah.
Okay,
so like I don't know. Like I'm trying to figure because a lot of times I'm trying to figure out like what we're even talking about.
Right.
So it's I guess at a legal level, I'm not even gonna say anything at all trying to morally deduce anything. No. Just at a legal level. Like, why would I want the government to try to regulate anything more than it has to? I don't know what I'm trying to... Like, like why would I want the government... Like, it's just like... And there's Republicans out there.
Check this out.
There's Republicans out there that want the government.
Right.
So it's just confusing. It's just like, that's stupid.
Check this out. People are worried about a female bathroom and a male bathroom, right? People are worried about that, right? And those people have never been to an Allsups back in the 90s.
Oh, wow.
And why do you say that? Bryson, why are you saying that? Why are you saying that, Si? Why are you saying that, Si? Because every Allsups bathroom...
Oh, my goodness.
There was none. It was a door and
Allsups was ahead of the curve.
It was just a toilet, my guy.
Just a toilet.
And nobody cared if you were a girl or a guy.
Just a toilet.
You want to know why I don't care about gender or sex or anything? Is because I shit and I pissed at an Allsups bathroom.
Yeah, yes.
And I said,
yeah,
everybody does this.
Basically, yeah. I mean, I take a lot of calls. I don't know. This is interesting. I do take a lot of calls for people that are about to have a coloscopy thing. So I mean, I guess everybody does 90%, consume food and then excrete food. Yeah. I mean, so like, I don't know exactly what it constitutes like shitting, but stuff. But I mean, like, it's the same thing.
Right.
Yeah. Right. I have no idea.
There is no.
But I do.
MOSHCAST.
Yeah.
The MOSHCAST includes everybody. No exclusion to anybody
at all. Even for that very specific
pride friendly.
Yes.
We are whatever you are.
Yeah.
I say boys, girls. You could be a cat or a squirrel, and everything else in between. You are invited here. You are safe here. We will talk about these things, but at the end of the day,
you didn't say birds.
I say everything in between. I say boys, girls, cats, and squirrels, and I guess birds could be in the middle.
Well, I mean, how
okay, also birds and bees.
I know, but how do you feel about making this type of claim given the circumstances?
Here's my thing, Roper. Here's the thing. I love my podcast and I love who I am, but also at the end of the day, I just like I said, the past 2 weeks, I said something out of passion. I said, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be this person, whether it ruins me or not. I am going to step in and I'm going to say the truth. I'm going to tell people this is what happened. This is a story that is happening. This is something that is going on. Okay, it will ruin me. It could potentially ruin my friendships.
I think it's ruin.
Crazy. Ruin
Yeah.
my family relationships. It could possibly even ruin my relationship with my fiance. It could do that, right?
That's a lot.
At the beginning, like I said, the person that caught me lacking, and said, and my homie, my ex homie, fuck him. You do not, nope, not that one. I had to passionately stand up for what I believed, right?
I guess.
Telling you people
that
vague. I thought,
I don't know what you're
right, and I'll tell you later.
Okay.
I will tell you later, and you will understand. But I had people that I thought would be on my side cut me. Just family members, people that I love.
But they didn't cut you, right?
No, they did. They cut me.
Oh, that's intense.
The equivalent of what you would say a stoning would be in the biblical times.
That's a lot.
Right. And it hurt me because I was like, I'm standing up for something that I believe, bro. I'm standing up for something that I believe in, right? I want to be the person that speaks upon these things because nobody does, ever.
Right.
And I said, I'm here, I am being vocal about it, and you will not shut me up, right? You will not shut me up, even if you don't like what I have to say, you will not shut me up. And I had people...
Freedom of speech.
And I had people take me down, and they brought me down to a highway, and they made me walk almost 2 hours home.
This is intense. That's a lot.
Emotional damage, and that means damage. You see that blinking right there? That means that the battery ends. The battery is about to die.
Oh wow!
We need to take a break because
because I didn't say okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
We're going to take a break, and we got something special coming up. So we're going to take a break, and we're going to change the battery, and it's going to be liquidly split, and it's going to be all right. So we'll see you in a minute.
With the animal cages, both of you basics. You and your girl need a facelift. I'm on that, I never break shit. Told you want it, come bring it, I'm waiting. Laugh at your feet with us, and they know who the leader is. Easy to crumble like me to miss milk and myself. I don't need a fish, one of them. So that's it, don't see the kids. On my way, there's a movement. Telling you it's in the city, this cruising. Now they wanna act sharp. Even girls don't look stream by this wrong music. Then again, you're making it. I belong with the animal cages. Both of you basics, you and your girl need a face. If I'm on that, I never break shit. Told you want it, come bring it, I'm waiting. Laugh at your feet with us, and they know who the leader is. Easy to crumble like me to miss milk and myself. I don't need a fish, one of them. So that's it, don't see the kids. On my way, there's a movement. Telling you it's in the city, this cruising. Now they wanna act sharp. Even girls don't look stream by this wrong music. Then again, you're making it.
And we're back at it again, boys and girls, cats and squirrels.
I'm not sure how much of your population is squirrels or birds.
Boy, it could be any.
I mean, not birds. Sorry. Not birds.
Cats.
Yeah,
And
cats.
squirrels.
Yeah, cats. I mean, is there a fairly large portion of your audience that is either...
I would say a good fair part of it.
That makes sense to me.
That's like a 15% cat, and then like
That's a lot. That's a
10%
large
squirrel.
percentage.
Yeah.
That's like, like of a portion. I guess if you were like break it up in a circle, 15% is still quite a bit.
Right. Compared to the views that I get, 15% is pretty big.
Dude, that's impressive.
Actually, I did a TikTok video of a promo that I was doing.
Even 15. No matter what, it's 15. I mean, it's
15%
always,
is wild.
Yeah.
1% of the U.S. population is the richest population in the world.
If you had 1% squirrel, that's what I'm trying to say. I guess.
Right. If you have 1% squirrel, it's still
impressive.
It's still impressive. Still impressive, even if you have like 1% squirrel DNA inside of you, that's still a lot.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we're like, I don't know, dude. I don't know, like 90% banana.
Yeah,
I said that as dumb as I could. 90% banana.
Actually, we
more, share like not molecules,
DNA
structure. Yeah, some structural whatever.
We're more related to mushrooms than we are anything.
But I can tell that I'm not a banana, and I can tell that you're not a banana.
Right. We could be. Bananas.
We could, yeah. We're a lot somehow with DNA or something.
It's crazy to know that
but
everything.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not like. I don't mistake you. Like, oh shit, that wasn't. Oh shit, that wasn't a banana. I don't do that.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. But it is crazy if you think about it that everything that we touch or see is atoms that can be created into something else. Like these atoms right here in this mic stand,
yep,
are the atoms that create us. It's so weird.
Oh, it's all connected.
It's all connected to something.
Yes. The idea that the whole universe manifests in one singular point and location. Yeah.
100%.
Yes.
So, Roper. Mm-hmm. How have you been?
Dude, I'm good. I'm glad that me and you got to catch up.
Yeah.
I
want to catch up more with you. I want to know what's been going on with you and how everything is with you on your side.
Yeah. It's good.
Hopefully less depressing than my side.
No. Your stuff's legit, dude. But yes, that was yes. But no, I wouldn't call your podcast depressing at all. I would say it's been quite lively. But oh, I don't know, man. I'm facing I'm facing criminal trespassing charges from a church.
Right. We talked about that last podcast.
Did we? Yeah. Well, let me see if there's any updates on it. The court case.
Okay.
Oh man, I've been going back and forth on the. I don't even know if I should be talking about it, but yeah. Well, there's this phenomenon that happens to where, I mean, in psychology or whatever, however you take measurements of something, to where when one person experiences a phenomenon, and then there's not any type of
understanding.
Or
just like I was talking about, like Lil Peep being on stage and he's not really there,
or something like that, dude. But yeah, but I mean, when there's no type of reciprocation, I don't know the word, but yeah, to where if one experience is drastically different than the alleged experience, one alleged, if any time in society, it's just like, there's 30 people that say that you're crazy or whatever,
right?
Then like that's, well, if everybody's saying it,
right, right, 100%.
So,
how about this? Let's dumb it down. Let's dumb it down for the people that are watching.
I don't know. I feel like I've helped. I feel like I've contributed quite a bit.
This is how I see it.
Dumbing downness.
Monsters Inc.
Okay.
Right. The kid walks out of the door into that restaurant, right, and they close it into it's a bubble. You know what I'm talking about? Where the kids in the restaurant, and then they're having people in the news, right? These monsters talking about what actually happened at that restaurant. And there's that yellow guy. He was like, I saw an alien shooting laser beams out of her eyes. That never happened in the movie. There was no kid.
Who was? Wait.
Right, Monsters Inc. Right.
Yes.
Monsters Inc.
Okay.
Right. I'm trying to dumb it down for everybody, but
I don't remember that scene, so you know. What I mean?
So whenever she gets out and they go to the restaurant because Mike Wazowski and Mike Wazowski and his little girlfriend wanted to go out on a date, and Sully shows up and he goes, "Hey, there's like a child here. Like, we gotta keep it on the wraps." And he had her in that zip thing, in that little bag.
Okay.
She gets out, right?
You know, I mean, I'm hearing this as a first-time observer. You know.
Okay,
what I mean?
okay.
So it's like,
yeah, she gets out. She gets out.
I don't remember it like that, but okay. So he has this little girl in a bag. Okay.
Yeah, has this little girl in a duffel bag because he doesn't know what to do with it because he's never had a kid outside of monsters. You know,
like
the monster realm.
Bag. Okay.
Yeah. She gets out in the restaurant, and everybody goes wild because everybody's seen her. But she's just a little kid. Just a little kid being a little kid. Wah! You know? But when the news comes and they quarantine the whole place, people in that quarantine are like, yeah, she had tentacles growing out of her eyes and laser beams, and she was flying and stuff.
She's just the little girl.
She's just a little girl.
I don't get it. What are they?
Right.
Why are they singing?
Why are they saying that? Exactly. Exactly.
That's the scene. I don't remember that scene,
but that's what you're experiencing. That's what you're experiencing. People are over exaggerating what it is when people saying that. When people say when people are saying that it's
I disagree.
When people say that you're crazy enough times, they'll start believing it. When all in reality it's just a kid screaming in a Walmart. You feel me?
Yeah.
You feel me?
Talking about the yodeler kid? I'm sorry. That's dumb. But
I'm
sorry. It's something like that. It's something oh gosh. You know, the thing about it is I don't think I talked about did I talk about my neighbors? Started off kind of.
I don't think we talked about your
neighbors. My
neighbors
was the church, and then the other church, and then the other. I had like 3 churches, but it was like the college foundation thing that I went to.
Right.
The Wesley Foundation. Why am I saying it?
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I know, right?
Okay.
That's funny. That's so funny. But
it's crazy because I know about the Wesley Foundation.
I would love to know. Yeah.
For some reason, the Methodist Church in Freona is very, very in touch with the Wesley
dude's
Foundation.
Eccentric.
Yeah.
Their dude's eccentric.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, I'm sorry. What about Freona or what?
Oh, just there's a church in Freona that's like deep in the Wesley for some reason. Like they get their pastors from there, their youth pastors and stuff from there.
Oh, okay.
And it's just like
I'm sorry. No, I don't know.
No. Say
I don't know.
Say what you feel like. If you're sorry,
I'll try to. I mean, it's diverse, but no, the dude is. I guess if anybody's like that, how do you say that? If somebody's like that, I mean, that's to be expected. I don't see a world to where, Mr. What would you call him? I mean, just like, he's just a drama queen, no matter what reality, I guess.
Who are we talking about?
Their dude. They're the Wesley. Their guy that leads the thing.
Right. I'm going to mute this and you can say his name, okay?
Oh, shit. Okay, that's funny.
All right.
That's fantastic. Thank you for doing that. That's funny. But yeah, dude. I mean, I just don't see a world to where that guy doesn't
burn.
Something like that. But yeah, to where he just doesn't just
die.
No, maybe, but just
get eaten by drama. Like thousands of millions of ants.
I mean, he has that.
Is he like cringe?
He's no, dude. So he's just, I don't know, just drama. Just he's. I'm trying to say
he's an energy vampire from hell.
Something I don't know. It's. I'm trying to say that I don't know. I'm trying to say if this dude was in accounting, he would still like cause problems.
Right. Okay. I feel you.
Does that make sense?
He is a drama queen, baby.
Yeah.
Drama queen-esque.
That's a really that's pretty good.
AF.
Yeah. That's yeah. And so I mean, it started off kind of my journey or whatever. But anyway, so this is the Easter. This is the Easter thing, right?
Right. It's the Easter thing.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I've spent the last 2 years on Easter doing in jail. So
well, hopefully this Easter you're not.
Yeah. I'm like, I mean, I guess to them it is Easter. But
Yes, this is Easter, by the way. So happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Which is crazy because this is the first episode that we acknowledge that it is a holiday. And I posted many.
It definitely.
I posted many podcasts that were on holidays, like Christmas.
Didn't say anything.
Didn't say anything.
That's great.
Didn't say anything.
I mean,
at all.
terrible. I mean,
Hey, Easter's a good time to actually start recognizing holidays. So let's. This
Sure.
is the one.
Yeah. You no matter what, you have to say that it definitely stuck.
Right. Definitely.
It at least did that.
At least
It
it
stuck.
did that. It stuck, bro. It definitely stuck.
Yeah. That's funny.
We ate it up like it was candy.
Yep.
Ba-doom.
Yeah, for real. Oh, I mean, dude, people have like said that religion is like a tool to indoctrinate people, and like, I mean, like the thing is it's like, I don't not consider it indoctrination.
Right.
So like, I would say that once I read John 7, to where Jesus went into this. Okay, so well, I mean, like, dude, okay, so his brothers,
Right.
they're about to go to a thing, and then he says, "I'm not going to that thing."
Right.
Then fast forward, given some like religious words that make it sound. Anyways, he goes to the thing.
Yeah. He goes to the thing.
Yes, but in like secret, so it's like in disguise.
Like what? Like
It doesn't say the word disguise, but that's because we're in English. But like
he shaved his beard.
He did. It was something.
He cut his hair.
I don't know.
We
don't know.
He wore Vans, skinny jeans,
Probably.
and like flannel.
Or like a mustache.
And he was like, "Hey, I'm a hipster."
You know what I'm talking about? Like the glass, and then
And the handlebar and everything.
yeah, one of those. Yeah.
He changed his presence.
What are those called?
Hipsters?
No, I guess. I guess that's funny. But dude, yeah, he did something.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. When I read that, it's just like, well, they're wanting to kill him. Basically, it's just like
Right.
they're gonna get him murdered.
Right.
So I mean, like, you know, like a like a good fanboy or whatever. Once I read that, I was just like, well, that's a lot worse. That's a lot more.
Right.
Then, so I mean, at that point, it's just like I lost free will. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That you know, I read John 7. It was inspiring. WWJD.
Right.
And so at that point, I was just like, well, Jesus did it. So, anyways, I had to go back to the church because of the I did not, with God as my witness,
Right.
lay Schedule 1 substance. Any type of Schedule 1 substance that didn't get laid down on the altar of the church.
Right.
With God, like with and what I mean by that is by all ways that we use language and deduce reason, and you know, all morals aside,
Right.
you know, just math,
Right.
you know, like there's that, and then the moral part, let's just add that onto it. Point being, I did not lay Schedule 1 substance down on the altar. That didn't happen.
Right.
So then I started dancing.
Right.
Like, I took,
did
like,
you,
my-
Did you dance though?
Yeah, because
I would dance too.
Right. I mean, because, you know, I was thinking, oh, maybe I won't be here much longer. Maybe
Right.
somewhere else.
Right. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? And so, yeah.
I mean, we're not promised tomorrow.
Yeah, we're not. Every day is, what is it? What do they say? Every day is new graces or something.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do
Treat
with
treat your day like it's the last day on earth.
that. Yes. Yeah. And so
That's the white version.
Yes. Okay, or I don't know why. Yeah, you are white.
I am white.
Well, no, you're Caucasian.
I'm a cracker.
I know how crayons work, but white. Okay. Okay. Real quick. I'm not white. You're not white. Black people are not black because they're not. They're like dark brown or whatever. I mean, like you know, like this, is like that's like black. You know, like I know how crayons work.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
We're all
like it. That's not
red and yellow, black and white. They are precious in His sight. Yep. So
I didn't know. I don't think I've ever heard that in my whole life, and it probably sounded like I knew. That was fascinating. But okay. But no. So, anyways, I didn't. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, so I start dancing. And like I think I like take my shoes
which in
off.
churches you definitely do dance. I mean, I've seen many.
I don't know
people
because
dance.
they told me when I was told to leave. I asked. I said, "Why? Like, why are you telling me to leave?" And then they said, "Some of your actions may have been construed as offensive to the congregation," approximating that really close to. And then I said, I asked him to clarify what actions he was referring to. And then he said, like, you're dancing. And so I can only conclude that that's why.
Right. They called him anything.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but I think that it's okay to dance in church.
100%.
100%.
I am a drummer, bro.
Yeah, and
I play drums for
what's wrong with dancing?
Yeah, what's wrong with dancing, bro?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I have seen I've seen the Knights at the Round Table congregation community for a church dance around
dancing
dancing around.
Dancing.
I feel it in my hands. I feel it in my feet.
Look at what he's doing.
I
can't even snap. I'm doing this with my pinky.
Talk, and they're dancing, bro. They're just dancing, bro. And they're going around and they're feeling it. They're like, oh, holy Jesus. I've seen that. I've seen it happen in churches.
That looked like dance. That was, you're using the words and you're doing that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
And apparently,
Trinity Fellowship
has a problem with dancing. Apparently. I don't know how great or terrible of an idea that was, but I don't know. But yeah,
I don't know if you might be able to find it more than I will, but I'm pretty sure
it was a great idea.
I'm pretty sure Jesus danced once or twice.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's in the Bible somewhere.
Did that? Probably.
I mean, it's praise and worship, bro. Praise.
Yeah.
How do you praise?
Why? What type of church is that?
Yeah. How do you praise if you don't dance?
Exactly. And so, anyways, they start doing the "Get Wet for Jesus" campaign. That's real. Get wet for Jesus.
Wait, hold on. Wait. What did?
I said,
get wet for Jesus.
That's quote unquote, man. Like
get wet for
get wet for Jesus.
Yes, that's what they called it. Like they were like, come on down, didn't get baptized, and get wet for Jesus. That was like their slogan. Like I'm sure they listen. I'm sure they put like icing on it and they like decorated a little bit.
Right.
But still, the main the
get wet for Jesus
was still like.
They
decorated it.
Yeah,
but that was still
obviously. There. Obviously, I would rather than be just like, hey, bro, if you're gonna say anything, just say get sprung.
Get sprung. Because who knows what he's meaning by sprung? Get sprung for Jesus. But
get wet for Jesus though.
Right. Well, it was because maybe a little bit of context.
Get turned on.
For
Jesus, bro. Come on.
Yeah, what are you? I had
get wet for Jesus.
This never crossed.
Get wet for Jesus.
Get wet for Jesus.
This never crossed my mind. I have no idea what you're referring to. But
oh my god.
Yeah, dude. But I mean, they were doing baptisms.
Right.
Yeah. So they were doing their baptisms.
They were getting wet for Jesus.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
We know. But they don't.
But you're gonna get a young 15-year-old junior high kid to be like, dude, what? Get wet for Jesus.
Get wet for Jesus. Yeah, like you don't have to say it like I guess like real.
Get wet for Jesus.
Get wet for Jesus.
Yeah. I guess. So but anyway, so the quote's still there. So it was like, get wet for imagine a commercial on your TV. Come on down, get wet for Jesus. I may or may not have left like bath salt. Because that's it,
right.
But I know how words work. So accurately,
Wait.
more. Anyways,
We're
okay.
we are talking about. You are talking about what I think you're talking about, right?
I don't know what you think I'm talking about. Anyways,
Maybe.
so
We're
it
just leaving it
just
there.
makes the I don't know. It might anyway. So you can imagine.
Right.
Basically, I'm like singing a commercial. It was like, "Come on down," and like and I'm there just like really feeling like it. I was feeling a lot of things.
Right.
The funniest thing to say is that that's the funniest thing to say, but I mean, it's quite a bit probably more heartwarming than that, to be honest, because it's
Let me ask you one question.
I felt like it was the right thing to do.
Right.
I don't know how
Let
to
me ask
explain
you
that.
one question.
Yeah.
In that moment,
I butchered the
was Jesus there?
Was Jesus there? Okay. No, good question. Good question. Was I was inspired by. So it is. I was.
See, that's
my
the
free
thing,
will,
bro. That's the thing.
I lost the ability to. It's just like I knew that I had to go back to the church dressed as a woman.
Right. So there was a reason,
Because
and there
of-
was a theme, and there was a conclusion. But
You know what the theme was?
What was
the
the theme?
theme was straight up because I listened to it. The whole I watched it and I know exactly what the theme was.
Wow.
And I nailed it.
right, what was the theme?
The theme was don't take a man in a dress too seriously. That was the theme.
But dude,
but
for Jesus.
I mean, that was their theme. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
Wait, hold on. What?
That was their theme.
That was their theme.
Basically, don't
Nope.
take a man in a dress too seriously. Like, that was the theme, really, their theme.
Wow.
It was.
It was. Let me ask another question. Was it politically induced?
I mean, of course,
Of course it
I'm
was,
not,
right?
Yeah, I'm not saying.
But
it's rough.
let's
I'm
not talk about
on board with
keeping. Let's not talk about fucking church and state.
Sorry.
Let's not talk about church and state though. Let's not talk about how church and state are not supposed to be mixed here.
I mean, we certainly can. Okay.
Dude,
yeah.
no. Let me tell you something. I'm not going to call you out like I called out my other ex-homie today. But I will say I had a pastor that I looked up to 100%. And he, what is it called? Subliminal messaged to all of his community to vote for somebody. And if that is not wrong, if that is not evil, if that is not anything that the devil would do... I don't know what is. I don't know what the devil is then.
Right.
Period. 100%.
It's yeah. Let me see if I can like add on or help or like contribute something. It's something like mixing political language and religious language as if they're the same thing.
Right.
I think that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's terrible. Yeah,
Right.
I mean, like the like if we were to talk about like Ukraine and Russia, it's just like let's not bomb children. That's not political.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean?
That's a moral thing.
Yeah, it is political, but it's not.
It's not.
But talking about and so but mixing what is like the place of a government and tedious things.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're getting into the mix of if you wanted to keep a church in the politics, then we should have done that in the first place. But politics is nowhere near. I want people to understand this. Politics is nowhere near your God. There's nowhere near your God. There is no scripture. There is no idea that God was a Republican or a Democrat or a libertarian or nothing.
That's legit. Yeah.
Jesus and God or Jesus and God, and if you follow Jesus and God, that's all you have to follow. You cannot follow Jesus and God if you follow politics. 100%.
Yeah.
Your morals is what you have to follow if you follow Jesus and God.
I think the framework's like messed up too. I think if you're politically
100%.
thinking, it's just,
100%.
Yeah.
And that is
because like if at any point you can say that half the population, like if at any point you can literally point at half the population and be like, dummies, and it's just like that's half the fucking population,
right?
Right. That's crazy,
right? If you're not going to bomb Ukraine because there are children and women, then you're not going to do it because your moral stance is to not kill them. If you're going into it as a political stance, you got to do what you got to do. Those are the two lines that we are crossing here.
You want to talk about Ukraine and Russia?
We can talk about. Well, let's finish your story about going to the church. Dressing like a woman.
Well, yeah.
Or man in a dress.
WJD. I read John 7. I can hear negative voices or whatever, but
not even that, dude.
Well, no, but seriously, but but I mean but I'm being honest.
Right, 100%, 100%.
So I mean, yeah, I don't know. The levels of it, to where it's just I saw Jesus do one extreme, and then it's just it's just I have to kind of.
Right, I'm inspired.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Jesus went to the extremes for everything.
Yeah,
Jesus went to the extremes for
everything.
God went to the extremes for everything. People do not understand that. People do not understand that. I'm sorry that your church has made you believe that it's always sunshine and rainbows and the flowers are always going to bloom and there's going to be a light on the other side. Look, you're going to die. There won't be a light on the other side, right? That's how it is. God, look, and I'm going to say this as serious as I can without trying to offend anything that you believe.
There's a lot in the Old Testament that does not make claims for the afterlife.
God burned Sodom and Gomorrah down. He burned it down.
And then she turned into salt.
Sarah turned into salt, bro.
Yes.
The earth, for 40 days and for 40 nights, it rained. And it drowned everything that could not swim. The people on the earth died, bro. God goes to the extreme.
That's the most. Yes, that does.
If you don't get anything out of this podcast today, just know that your God that you believe in is as extreme as the BMX biker that is going to the skate park every single day.
Oh, dang. That's quite the claim.
Bars.
Oh, dude.
That's on bars, bro.
That's legit. That makes me feel better about God.
He died for you, bro. Yeah. Jesus died. God said, "I'm going to take my child that I created out of thin air." Boom! It was magic.
Are you talking about Abraham? Are you talking about the Abraham story?
No, I'm talking about how God made Jesus, and Mary was like, "Oh, I'm pregnant with your kid. That's crazy, Joseph. You're a stepdad." That happened, right? And then he was like, also at the end of his life at 33 or whatever the scientists said that he died at. He got crucified and God did nothing for it. God did nothing. He knew it was going to happen. He was like, "Hey, you're going to die, dude, and then you're going to die."
Oh, dude, this is great because we were talking about criticizing people or whatever. So I loved this guy that performed on your show once. He was like, he played a song about what would a martyr do? He played What Would a Martyr Do.
Shout out to Derek Porterfield.
Okay,
and one of my favorite songs of all time. What Would a Martyr Do?
Of course.
I just got.
I'm gonna do the critique thing too. I mean, dude, I loved it. Then he did this one line to where it's just to where I have to where I disagree, and other than that, it's a fantastic song. But he says something about what would I forgot how he says it, but the idea is that he said, "Is God?" He basically said, "Is God a good God for letting his son die?"
Right.
And it's just would a good dad do that? And it's just well, just because it's batshit crazy, doesn't mean that I think that was the best thing God could do.
Right.
But so I mean. Given the circumstances,
Dude, it's insane that we're going full cycle because at my job today, we were talking about that. I was talking to my homie, Ari, about this same thing. And I was like, whenever I die, right? If everybody died at the same exact time, right now, boom, we died, right? And we went to heaven. And for some reason, my daughter was not in heaven. And I still remembered her as my daughter.
Yeah.
what would I do?
You would leave. You would sacrifice it all.
I would. I 100% would. 100%
I'm assuming
Yeah.
from what I can deduce.
Dude, like if I'm not saying that God or Jesus would do that, but if like my daughter was not there and he's like, yeah, your daughter's not here.
Nah,
like,
she went to hell.
Yeah,
She's
like-
in hell.
I'm like, peace, bro. Peace,
Yeah, I'm
bro.
going. I'm gonna go. Yeah,
I'm gonna go. I gotta go.
figure that
there's
out.
way.
Gotta do something.
Yeah, I gotta figure it out. I gotta do something. I mean, Jesus went to hell and came back. Like, why can't I?
Dude, straight
I'm
up.
just saying.
That's straight up. Yeah, that's straight up. Yeah, it's straight up the structure. It's straight up the structure. It's very important. I mean, I guess just
That goes into fallen angel shit. We're not gonna talk about that.
yeah. So I guess it's well. Okay, so you have the descent into hell with Jesus.
Right.
And in the descent in hell, he takes the keys from hell. Takes the keys. Does the so then, which begs the question. What is hell? What does hell consist of? If Jesus has the keys, what on earth is hell? Is it empty? Like what is that?
That's a good question because I wanted to ask you that. If hell was made for Satan, who runs hell?
A lot of these pictures, and it's in the Eastern world, so I'm jealous of Eastern iconography. The Western world, so it's just like, so I went and watched a church play, and at the church play it has Jesus on top of these tall steps, and he's like looking down at like all these people that he's like sending these minions to come and like arrest or whatever. So he has like henchmen basically,
Right.
And like sending them off to like some mom that's just like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't like say the Jesus things quick enough,
Right.
and that's what it's nothing like of huge moral consequence, but just like something cheesy. You get it,
Right.
Not
Preaching the good word.
gosh, dude, but yeah.
It goes into like, have you seen that video?
She was like the perfect mom,
Right.
but she didn't do the.
Yeah.
She, so but anyway, so Jesus sends her to hell for not. Anyways, Jesus was on top of the staircase being a tyrant. Technically, like we're
Right.
following like technical patterns, and so I'm claiming that Jesus was in technical format acting as a tyrant.
Right.
So and then in Eastern iconography, it has Jesus with Satan tied up and like rescuing people from like the mouth of hell.
Right.
And like like it's just like, well, that seems to fit the story
Right.
better than I feel bad that I had to watch the tyrant on a staircase versus Jesus pulling people out of the mouth of hell.
Right. 100%. It goes into like modern day. I don't know if you've heard about it, but people that are viewing this, I don't know if you've heard about it, but it's the story of the friend that was that believed in Jesus, and then the friend that didn't believe in Jesus, and they were best friends. And then the friend that didn't believe in Jesus died. Right? He died. And he goes to hell.
Didn't believe in Jesus. Yeah. Well, I mean,
Right.
like, it would take...
And then-
the thing is, it's just like, I want to ask a million questions. Instead of just, he didn't believe... You know what I mean?
Like, did he
I'm
know
just like,
about
I
him, or
have
like-
a lot of questions,
Right.
instead
It
of...
was just one of those things, and then like a few days later after he dies, the friend that believed in Jesus gets an email from him from hell. He gets an email from his friend that died from hell, and it's like, why didn't you tell me about Jesus? Why didn't you tell me about these things about church and blah blah blah?
Because of consequence.
Right.
Not because of value, but
Right.
because of consequence.
Right.
Yeah.
Which brings me to the next question is if you have every opportunity to, not even opportunity, let's say that Roper just doesn't even know what Jesus is or what God is or whatever Bible is or nothing. Just has no indication on what that is or what religion or anything. Do you as a person, when you die, do you go to hell because you had no idea? You were that ignorant.
Yeah. I mean, people like asked, does Gandhi go to hell? Yeah. So, I mean, the idea is, okay. So I guess what I would say or how I would, sorry, but I guess how
wet for Jesus.
yeah,
Get my Jesus.
but I get wet for Jesus. Okay, but what on earth was I just saying?
We're talking about if you are that ignorant to not know who Jesus was or anything, would you go
Right.
to hell?
Okay, yeah. I think what people how do you? I'm trying to figure out what people are saying when they say that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like I don't even know what I don't know exactly what they're saying.
There's so much depth into this, right? My uncle had Down syndrome. He was 47 when he died. Loved him to death, but he had the brain capacity of maybe like an 11-year-old, right? He watched porn, you know. I'm okay with saying this because I feel like every family that has a person that has Down syndrome goes through this. Like, you know, they get strung on things, that wrestling, they like
whatever
watching
it may be.
TV or
Yeah.
whatever.
Huh.
My uncle watched porn, and I grew up knowing that my uncle watched and looked at through magazines porn and stuff, right? Growing up, being more mature into what I was, I knew that my uncle wasn't to my brain. You know what I'm saying? Like my height, you know, my IQ, I guess. I don't even know how to... Consciousness?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. People talk about like there being like an innocence to things, which is innately valuable in and of itself.
Like,
I don't know.
It was
Stimulus.
Yeah, just like whatever. And I knew that there was something wrong with him, and I knew that, you know, I wouldn't say wrong. I'm going to stop right there and say there was nothing wrong with him. There was just a difference. There was just a difference. And then when he passed away, I always had the question: did my uncle go to heaven or not? Because even though, like, dude, like he would go to church, like
you know where I'm at. I'm just like, I have no idea who your uncle is.
Right.
That's completely my feeling.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, I know what you've told me.
Right.
But like,
he wasn't a bad guy, you know. And those are my stories to tell. He wasn't a bad guy. I loved him to death, but he couldn't talk. He was the smartest dude that I know because he could look through a TV guide and know exactly what time whatever comes on. You know, he didn't know when people died.
Well,
when reruns came on, he thought that they were still alive, but they died like 20 years ago.
Sure. Well, I mean, gosh, I'm gonna say something. No, I'm gonna say something because this is what I'm thinking.
Right.
And then, well, now it's awkward because of the amount of time that I've allowed to elapse now since having said that. But I mean, like, people do what? I mean, like, you know, like people watch Animal Planet.
Right.
So I mean, like, you know, like, there's a part of me that like I could watch like penguins having sex, but not like have to feel like I had to create some negative wiring.
Right.
And just allow that to, like, to, you know.
See, I like as a kid,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, as
that
a
the
kid,
value that's, you know, yeah.
Yeah, as a kid, I didn't know how my uncle grew up. You know, I just assumed my uncle was my uncle, and that's how it was. You know, he went to church, man, every single Sunday. He would go to the altar and pray. He knew who God was. He believed in God, right? But there are people out there. There are people out there that will say he knew, so therefore his sin is outweighed his knowing, and he will definitely go to hell, right? There are people out there that will say,
I do not know anything about your uncle.
I don't know anything about my uncle either.
Oh, he's just elapsed. No, I get it. But I mean, like, I guess,
where does the consciousness stop until you understand, hey, like, will my daughter at 5 years old go to hell? Or will my daughter at 12 years old go to hell? That's where I'm seeing it.
I mean, 5 and 12, that's you know, that's young.
Right. But there is a state of consciousness that everybody gets to where you're like, oh, I believe in this. You just didn't wake up and say, I believe in God. You didn't wake up out of your mom's womb and say, "Oh, Jesus."
Yeah. Okay, so I suppose what let's see. Well, I mean, how do we measure, or what do we do with that?
Right.
Like,
how do we measure consciousness into the point where it's like, I believe in God. Oh, now I can do taxes. Oh, I got my driver's license. Where's the level between consciousness between all of those things?
Oh, here we go. Yeah, got it. Good question. Okay, I think how I would answer that would be, There's like the Matthew principle or whatever that's called. However you judge to others will be judged upon you.
Right.
There's that, which is, it's so grounding that it's, into, no one grounded information like Jesus, Son of Man, and so there's such a grounding in that it's almost horrifying that, the way in which you judge will be judged against you,
Right.
Because it's so centralizing.
Right.
And so there's that. And then there's also, as far as the notions of hell goes, I would say that we are measured by, this is what we know. We know that our court systems on Earth are set up in a certain way, and that's an attempt at embodying a galactic idea.
Good.
That it's an attempt at.
It's an attempt. It's like, what's the difference between like this is how I see it. I see our laws are construed to the point where it's like you'll get a ticket for not wearing your seatbelt, but you also can get a ticket for marijuana, or you can go to prison for murdering. Like it's all in one sense still bad,
Oh, sure.
But how bad is it until you get?
I think because we're measuring consequence.
Right, we're measuring consequence
right.
here.
Yeah. Well,
here in this real reality.
I know, but that's the whole issue. That's the whole issue is because it's just because of whatever I did,
right?
And then I reverse engineer it, and then I'm just like, what did I? This doesn't feel innately pleasant, or whatever, And so it's just like, how did this happen?
Right.
And then we, do it like that. But it's just like, that is not the best measuring that is not the best way to. But
also, you say that's not the best either. But also, it's like Jesus did say all sin is the same sin in His eyes. So
I'm trying to remember what exactly and where exactly that is.
Isn't it Mark?
I think what it's saying is intent, or like somebody, like because you're gonna have to think of some way to measure it no matter what.
Right.
And so what your mind will automatically do is numerically.
Right.
So it's just like because you're trying. Because do you know what I mean?
No,
so
I get you.
Just naturally with the words.
Yeah,
so it's just like all sin is the same. Well, then what people do that they don't know that they do is that their mind automatically gravitates to a numerical system.
Right.
Towards just like, oh, I stole a piece of bubble gum or I murdered 1 and 1. Which doesn't. That doesn't make.
So my question is that if the person that stole a piece of gum and the person that murdered, and both of them are not sorry for it, which one goes to hell first?
Oh, this is assuming that Jesus gives a shit about a piece of gum.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Right.
But there are people like
he's out.
You have to understand that there are people
out
there.
It's so good that it's outside the legal system.
Yeah.
Thank
there
God.
are people out there. Roper, there are people out there that actually believe that there is going to be a kid that stole a piece of gum, walked outside, and got hit by a bus and died. They will go to hell. There are people out there that believe that, right?
Oh, and that he deserved it.
That he deserved it because he stole. He did bad.
Yeah.
This question revolves in my head a lot, to where it's like, where? Like, you're not gonna, dude. Like, you can't tell me, bro. You can't tell me that any of my family, my grandma, I knew where her heart was. I knew she was a loving and caring person.
Sorry.
I knew that she was a loving and caring person. She didn't go to church, But you cannot tell me that she didn't go to heaven. You can't tell me, bro.
You probably shouldn't.
Right. You can't, but, it's like one of those things, it's like, how do we know that Hitler went to heaven or hell?
I hope not.
Right. Who knows? Like, honestly, to God, who knows?
Yeah.
We don't even know. Like, nobody's ever, like, there are people that are like, oh, I've had a vision, and it's like, yeah, but dude, I have dreams that are like so vivid, I think they're true sometimes, bro. And if you keep on thinking about it and manifesting it, you end up having dreams about it.
Right. So that's fascinating, and we should definitely talk about that. But that is super vague. so it's difficult for me to know exactly how to follow that.
Right.
But yes,
I'm a very vague person when it comes to
dreams and reality are a very interesting. It's so weird. We spend so much of our time sleeping, which is weird.
Yeah, almost like 8 hours a day.
That's weird.
And we're just like, hey, I have dreams. Gabagoo, I have dreams that are like.
And a lot of times we just wake up and it's just like, well, that was something that I do. So it's
like,
really,
whoa.
you did it? What did you do?
Dude, I've had dreams that I'm like, I should make this into a movie type stuff. Dreams that are like insane.
This is what I would be interested to know. Almighty Sai, is your dream? That would be that for real. Okay, what? Yes, dude, for real. Okay. What we made a list before this of everything. We did. What have we not covered?
Let's see. Let's talk about. Let's look at this. Let's look at this little listy list that we made ourselves. Because we did save it. I did save it. I made sure I saved it. Let's see.
Oh, I'm at some point I'm supposed to do the.
Yes.
Yes. What a strong delivery, you know.
Yeah.
You got to get them pumped up for it. Yeah. So yeah, I'll do. You want to do that now?
We can do that right now.
Wow, how anticlimactic.
I'm the one that loses control. Every time you don't get what you want, you take it all. Yeah. I am the one that you blame for all your seasons that change every day. I am the one that you blame, but I'm not the one to be playing these games. I don't want to lose my control. If I do, then I'm letting you go. Baby, it's okay if I'm wrong. Baby, I'm gonna keep control. Yeah. Can we talk it out by the riverside, like it's water wine, breaking bread? How you gon' tell your friends I was wrong, you was right, and you lying like you see it? What can I expect? People can't have conversations that lead to an end. Death of civilizations when people abandon their God and believe in themselves. I am the one that you blame for all your seasons that change every day. I am the one that you blame, but I'm not the one to be playing these games. I don't want to lose my control. If I do, then I'm letting you go. Baby, it's okay if I'm wrong. Baby, I'm gonna keep control.
Don't waste my life. Trying to stay life with your bitch ass. Trying to speak to you with your smart ass. Trying to be
okay,
you
bro?
with your hard ass. Trying to give a world with your dumb ass. Sucking in my world with a full glass. You stress me out so I smoke grass. Bitch, let me chill so I don't crash.
I hope you feel awkward. Good. I'm glad you do. This is John 8, and I am this is the podcast for and I'm reading out of a book. Okay, here we go. The children of Abraham, to the Jews who had believed him, Jesus said, if you hold to my teaching, you are really my disciples. Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. They answered him, we are Abraham's descendants and have never been slaves to anyone. How can you say that we shall be set free? Then Jesus replied, I tell you the truth. Everyone who sins... They don't do... I'll shut up. It's archery terminology. They don't. Yeah, they don't even know. They don't even know. Is a slave to sin. Now, a slave has no permanent place in the family, but a son belongs to it forever. So, if the son sets you free, there's like a shadow, like, you know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Okay, yeah, sorry. So you will be super awkward. Okay, you will be free. Wow. Bible, www.
Bible time.
What time? What time? You don't have to. I mean, do you want to? I mean, you can. Oh, gosh.
What
I'm
do you
sorry.
want me to say?
Okay. What time is it?
Bible time.
Oh gosh, that's fantastic. Okay, wow. Yes. Okay, here we go. Reading the Bible. Okay, so if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. I know you are Abraham's descendants, yet you are ready to kill me. Because you have no room for my word. I am telling you what I have seen in the Father's presence.
Right.
Okay, yeah,
Amen.
and yes, and you do what you have heard from your father. Abraham is our father, they answered. If you were Abraham's children, said Jesus, then you would do the things that Abraham did. As it is, you
Are determined to kill me.
a man who has told you the truth that I have heard from God. Abraham did not do such things. Like they're picking up rocks when he says that.
Right.
You are doing the things your own father does. Because they're reading this.
Right.
That's all they do.
Right.
Their dads are dead.
Right. Dead dads.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it is possible that he's accusing them of only listening to their daddy. You know what I mean?
Right,
like
but
that's
also,
possible.
isn't that
But that's
bull-
also all they do. Is,
Right.
Okay, so context. If you were a man who has told you the truth that I have heard from God, Abraham did. Okay, yep. You are not doing the things your own father does. We are not illegitimate children. They protested. The only father we have is God. This is the one that I should have been reading.
No, that's right. Keep on going.
Okay,
Go
yeah,
on.
I'll stop after this because
Yeah.
I know that's a lot. Like this isn't poetry night. This is it's a podcast. This is okay. Anyways,
Bible time.
Bible time. The children of the devil. Something. Yeah. He's talking to the church. It's like a bunch of Jewish church people.
The children of the devil.
Yeah. Okay. Then Jesus said to them, if God were your father, you would love me. For I came from God and now am here. I have not come on my own, but he who sent me. Why is my language not clear to you? Because you are unable to hear what I say. You belong to your father, the devil, and
Say it again.
the devil. And you want to carry out your own father's desires. He's talking to the church.
Right.
He's talking to this nuts dude. He was a murderer from the beginning. Not holding to the truth. And there is no truth. There is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks his native language. For he is a liar and the father of lies. Yet, because I tell the truth, you do not believe me. Can any of you prove me guilty of sin? Which means missing what you're aiming for.
Bars.
More or less. It's archery terminology. Okay.
Bars.
If I am telling the truth, why don't you believe me? He who belongs to God. Here's what God says. The reason you do not hear that is because you don't belong to God. Yeah, dude. Wow, right. I didn't write that.
Kids of the devil.
Yes. Yeah.
Kids of the
devil. Yes. What if I started going to church and was just like, your father's the devil?
Right.
Yeah, dude.
That was, in conclusion, Bible time at its finest. Bars against bars. Bars.
You need to chill, you need to feel. Smoke a black sip jack, let's be real. Pop them pills, just got a deal. Can't relax and can't sit still. Shine that grill, I feel ill. Climbing that hill like Jack and Jill. I want to kill my own will. My life's going downhill, that's for real. No one stand with me with my anxiety. I need some more privacy, I'm leaving quietly. Dealing with demons so silently. In a dark place that is irony.
Toy Story thing. Sometimes.
Yeah. Kills it. Anyway, now we're back from Bible time. From
I thought it was
the children of the devil.
Yes. Is that like a band? Is that our band now?
I think that's.
Is that our band? No, is that our new band name?
I think actually, you know what? We should definitely, because you have Bible time, and then MOSHCAST, and we should just combine them.
Dude, man, what is that? What's that gonna be like? Like a serious question. So like, your fan base is not normally. No. So what? Like, what's gonna go through their mind? Like, what
dude, honestly, I don't necessarily know.
I want I'm gonna go watch Lil God.
Right.
And I want Lil God to watch me back.
Honestly, if you watch Lil God and
I watched a good portion.
Lil God will watch you. Lil God does watch.
Let's make that trade.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
I will tell him to watch your stuff. You will watch his stuff, and then you will understand that, like, in
was that his band that was there? Who were those people?
For what?
It was like 3 of them.
Oh, that was shout out to Sadzilla, shout out to Kid Creole. They are completely different entities to Lil God.
Okay.
We are a collective. We are a collective of artists that know each other.
Legit.
Yeah.
Cool.
But you will understand that as a conclusion, you and him have the same kind of wavelength of like what we're trying to get at.
Sure.
To one extreme.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Lil God is like a very high conspiracy theorist. I love him to death. He thinks that Clinton is a lizard, which is totally cool. I'm down for that. He actually
Clinton
has,
scares me. The Clintons are horrifying.
Yeah, he actually has a reason behind his name. You should, if anybody hasn't watched that, even you should definitely go watch that. It will give you insight on why his whole thing, his whole spiel, is little God, for sure, and it actually makes sense.
Does he know about the? I don't know, the biblical reference or whatever. Does he know about the verse thing?
I don't think he knows that. He might know that. We never brought it up, but if he watches this, he will definitely answer you, for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, yeah, dude.
Little guy is a very humble, very nice, very kind guy.
What's that gonna be like? Not knowing, like, not trying to. I imagine he did not have an effort to have a strong religious type argument, or like, to be in a position to. He did. Okay, that's legit.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Everything that he does in his work and his art and stuff, he has a backing behind it 100%.
Yeah.
100%. There is a reason that he does it, and there's a reason. There's a motive, and there's always a motive for everything that he does.
So he might be the type of person that I should trust, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. Dude, he's written some crazy songs that, like, I still think about to this day, where it's like he's got a point, but nobody really talks about.
Huh.
His name alone just stands out.
Yes, it does.
People ask questions still why he named himself Little God, and it's like, dude,
LILGODD.
Yeah, it's like, dude, it's right there.
That's cool.
It's right there in front of your face. Like, if you would just ask him, he would tell you.
I need to check him out,
wild.
dude.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Roper, Little God EP somewhere in the making in the future. That'd be crazy, dude. And I have a feeling that Little God will be back, and if Little God comes back, and I will bring you on, and then you and him can just.
Should I read the Bible then?
Yeah, you can definitely read the Bible.
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah.
No, 100%.
Okay,
yeah. You 100%. Always, ever, forever, dude. Like, there is something. There is something that happens here at the MOSHCAST where it's like, I love every single person that gets on here. Whatever platform, like, whatever stance you have, whatever opinion you have, it does not matter to me. You have a life, I have a life, and then we flow with it. That's all it is. I've had insane podcasts. One of my favorite podcasts of all is Jeffrey Neurotic. Shout out to Jeffrey Neurotic. He is a guy. He is something else.
How so?
Just he lives his life to the fullest, and he doesn't care what people say about him. And it has gotten to the point where it's like, yeah, bro, there's something there. There's a vibe with him, and it's like, dude, like,
how many podcasts have you done so far?
This will be, oh man, that's a crazy question.
Like 40, right?
No, this is more than that. This would be my 54th.
You sped up real quick.
I did.
Like, I looked away for a little bit, and you did, like, a lot.
Yeah. Well, what's crazy? The episode that we did for that Sunday, remember we did a podcast for Sunday? They got me thinking about doing a podcast for Thursday and Sunday. So I started doing Thursdays and Sundays.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? I kind of like the vibe where it's like, hey, if you don't go to church, come to MOSHCAST. Because, like, you get something out of it, at least.
Congregation, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a congregation. And
fellowship.
Fellowship.
Yeah.
And one or two are gathered, we will praise something.
Yeah.
And people that get on here, they believe God, they don't believe in God, or whatever they do believe in, I'm here to listen. I'm here to talk about it, But yeah, that's dude, I love it whenever you come on and stuff, because we talk about something that
Let's start them on like aliens or something. Like, what's the word? Yeah. What's the next?
Well, I will say this, and then we can go into something else. I will say I just enjoy that we can mash music and some type of spirituality, conversation knowledge into something and put it in the mix, because I think it's just a very, like, it just brings out my childhood, and I do believe in what I do believe in. I like to talk about this, and just putting that little spice into what I'm making, it feels good.
Yeah. Well, I wanted the Jewish people, they used to greet in a certain way, and I was going to ask you if so let's assume that that we're good friends and that we've known each other
Yeah.
for a long time. Do you mind if I would show you the way that a Jewish person, given the cultural context, might greet another Jewish person?
Yeah, for sure. Go
Yeah,
for
yeah,
it.
yeah. So we would both be like, oh, hello,
Okay.
yeah, and then.
Okay.
Yeah, and so
Hello?
like, how hello,
Shalom?
Well, yes, shalom,
Shalom.
and then you would lean forward,
Okay.
yeah, and then our lips would touch,
Really?
yeah, that's how Jewish people would. And so, do you mind if I?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, just like that. That's how Jewish people would do that. Yeah.
Insanity.
Yeah.
Insanity.
Yeah, dude.
Wild.
I'm glad that happened.
He just fucking kissed me.
Yeah, I did.
Insanity, bro. Like for real though. Like that shit goes above and beyond to anything.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Thank you for allowing me to show you the traditional Jewish greeting.
Yeah, shalom.
Yeah, shalom.
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 Shalom indeed.
Shalom.
Give
I
it
don't
up
know
for
why-
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah, definitely. I guess definitely do that.
Right. 100%.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a few more things that we have to talk about.
I mean, yeah, we really, yeah, I would like to continue talking. I do know the structure, and so, I mean, anyways, but yeah, no, let's just keep talking. That was fantastic. In fact, I'm going to be awkward and get some more water, and then I'll have to pee. But no, let's just keep that.
Okay,
No,
let's go.
6 hours.
Oy. The After Dark is something else, man. It's
Yeah,
100% different.
It is. It has a different vibe to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you've had a hat on talking about the shift.
Yes, I've had a people everywhere call me billboard head because I've
Billboard
been,
head?
Yes, because I've been wearing this. They're like, "Oh, look here comes billboard head. Here comes billboard." Like, dude, it's just like dude. I think it's a nice looking toboggan,
Right,
but
right.
I digress. I do it. Like if forehead was an area or a location, then this covers a large percentage. I have a large forehead. It covers a large percentage of forehead.
Right.
So it's straight up a forehead billboard. Like it is. That is a big. That's ridiculous.
Right.
Right. So, anyways, yes, billboard head is what I feel like. So.
So like, so we talked about last podcast, and we were just like, kind of talking about like the forwarding, the movement of what the shift was and everything. Now it's like coming into context of like what it is and everything. Now,
Oh yes.
now
yes,
we
yes,
have
yes.
a Facebook page,
Well,
the
the
shift fan
shift
page.
Is this? Yeah. So it's this. It's this guy who was wanted to make a movie, and then he's like, "How am I gonna make a movie?
Right,
Am I right?" And then he, there's this thing called Angel Studios, and then Angel Studios, they're like, "Hey, we'll make your thing.
Right.
We'll make the heck out of your thing."
Right.
And then Brock, he's just like, "Hey, I have a thing
Yeah.
that I want made."
Right.
And then there's this thing that because and his thing, that those two things, bada bing bada boom. AngelStudios.com.
And turn into something.
Yeah. I mean, it really is. I mean, dude, as a platform, it's like, dude, man, like, I don't know.
Would it be
I don't know how to explain to you. Like, I'm pumped about it as like an artist.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
dude. Good gosh, man. Yeah, I mean, like they have a niche and a little bit of a market, you might say. But I mean, but that being said, like if that was the case,
Right.
they freaking rock it, dude, or whatever, you know? Like it's like assuming that niche market, you know, and of course anybody that would listen to what, you know, instead of not just isolating one thing that a person would say.
Right.
But dude, yeah, I said the billboard thing, you know,
Right,
like
yeah.
it's just like it earned for me. It like that like earned my trust.
Right.
I was just like, dude, they're like I trust this. I trust this now because I recognize the foolishness or the whatever of that. You know,
Right.
it's just like, you know, like so like. Yeah, it touched my soul. Did it touch your soul?
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Because that took. I don't know how you say that. What do you say?
Took so long.
How do you? What's the? I don't know. It took. I don't want it because it's like such a 1990s thing to say. Yeah. How do I not say the 1990s thing? You know what I mean?
Girth.
It took girth. Yeah. It took girth. Yeah. That's one way to put it. Yeah.
I mean, everybody can have girth. You know, men,
Sure.
women, all of them. Have girth. That's it. It took some pizzazz. It took some ravioli.
It took some ravioli.
Yeah, it took some ravioli to get this going.
Some ravioli.
You know? Some ravioli. It took some mommy milkers.
Yeah. Okay. Dude, I'm sorry. This has been a bit. This is nice to catch up with you.
Yeah,
This is nice.
100%. So that's happening. I wanted to talk a little bit more deep. Let's talk about something that's pretty deep. I had a question at the very end.
Yeah, I guess this has been going on for a bit, huh?
Yeah, for a bit, but also like, I kind of want to know. I want to know like, what is Roper's goal? Like, what is Roper? What is this thing? The thing that there's so much stuff that you're doing. You're doing, you know, the Bible time on YouTube. You're you know, talking the truth. You're doing these crazy.
I know, man.
things,
It's just asking a creative person that, man. That's
Right.
so difficult.
Right.
Golly.
Like what is it? Like, what is this thing that you're doing, man?
Well, I haven't known for so long. It's it's such a moment by moment thing. I don't know in the sense that, you know, it's just each second to where, you know, you try to apply. It's not rules, but it's something else. It's some, you know, whatever. So, you know, a universal mode of being,
Right.
You know, and it's just a constant attempt at each second doing that attempt.
Right. Do you at some point like sit there and be like, you know, like what am I doing?
Oh, all the time. Yeah, all the time.
Because like as an artist perspective, because you know obviously that I do that.
I read this. Read this, and that's a beautiful Bible, by the way. But I read that constantly, and I'm just like, what am I reading? You know?
Right.
So I mean, yeah. I mean, all the time.
Do you catch yourself like getting down on yourself about like how people react or how people talk to you or how people see you as a person?
No, I do not, because I don't talk to people. I don't talk to people. Yeah, I really don't. Dude, I mean, like, us talking, I work at an answering service all day. But I mean, like, generally speaking, somehow or another, I do end up isolated quite a bit, whether by my own choice or not. I kind of do or have. And so, like, you know, a lot of my interactions, I guess, seem super meaningful in the sense that, you know, I'm not, and not whatever. But yeah, I mean, you would agree with that, right?
Right.
You work nights.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Right, 100%.
It adds value, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
It has given me the ability to reflect. It's given me the ability to think. Like, I would encourage people to spend time alone.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think being alone has probably been the best thing that's ever happened to me. Is to be
You learn.
You learn who you are as a person compared to what you are as a person with people around.
Sure.
Because that's the thing. Whenever I was alone, I learned how to be alone. I never felt.
Of course, my inclination is to be like, oh, what is it? Tell me more.
So like when growing up and everything, I was a very social butterfly, all that good stuff. When I moved to Hereford a few years ago, like literally this is like recent. I never was alone. I never have been alone. I was always with my friends at school. I was at home with my family, and then whenever I graduated high school, I got married. I was with her, and then I was with her family, and then it was just a bunch of just being around everything at the same time. Had a kid, so I was around a kid 100% all the time. Things happened, blah, blah, blah. Moved to Hereford. I was alone. Alone. Not just like I had a friend, a roommate, or whatever. I was alone with my thoughts, my feelings, my passions, the things I wanted to do. I went to the store alone. I ate alone. I watched TV alone.
You certainly went from one drastic to another.
And I got depressed. Super depressed. Why? Because I was alone. But it's not that I was depressed because I was alone. It was that I was depressed because I never felt what alone felt like.
Sure. You were not prepared.
I was not prepared.
Okay.
And I people don't recognize this, and hopefully you get out of this little hole that you're in because you're alone, and maybe you hear this, you're like, oh shit, boom, whatever. But I just recognized that I was alone, and I never felt like I was alone before, and it opened my eyes to be like, you are okay being alone. You are okay being this person by yourself.
Sure.
By yourself.
Well, I mean, like, how sad is it to think that the state of loneliness would be, and correct me, tell me what you're thinking here, that loneliness would be measured by human standard versus like, oh, there's a squirrel here, and then you're not alone.
Right.
Or there's a bird.
Right.
Or there's the wind.
Right.
Or there's the sun shining.
Right.
Or all those things,
right.
To where it's just like, how sad would it be for a person to think that another person would be the full state, that's the measure of what it would take to not be lonely is a person.
Right.
Versus like, it's just like, like, you ever look at a snail? Well, what's the
concept of him being alone compared to us?
Well, I mean, just the snail's interesting. Like it's just like like you have, you have an infinite. You look at a speck of dust, or
right.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, how arrogant would it be for me to feel alone when I have a speck of dust?
Right.
It's just like, you have how old a speck of dust,
Right.
Like
we can go into the biblical times. I mean, we can do this full circle. We can actually go full circle for Easter, because
yes, yeah, please do, yeah.
It's crazy. We're talking about being alone. Jesus was 100% alone in this, 100%. He went to the garden and he prayed.
Went alone by himself a lot.
By himself. And he was praying to his dad, like, hey, bro, I don't even know if I want to do this, dog. I'm kind of scared. Like, I'm going to die tomorrow. Like, it's going to happen. Like, and it's crazy to think about that, but it happened. If you believe this is what happened. Jesus went and he prayed into the garden, talking to his dad, like saying, like, dude, like, I'm scared, I'm terrified, like, what do I do?
So there's the Father in heaven, and there's the Father in heaven.
Right.
There's both.
Right.
Which is confusing, by the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's his Father in heaven, and also his Father in heaven.
Right.
There's both.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that happened, and then he got crucified. He got crucified on the cross, and there was people behind him or whatever, and they were there, but I mean, he was the only person holding that cross up. He was the only person that got crucified up there, and he was the only person that died that day. Well, except for the two homies. Well, one of them was
Yeah.
pretty bad, but the other one was like, "Hey, I hope I see you at the pearly gates."
He's like,
"You will."
yeah.
The other guy got his eye eaten by a crow or something.
Yeah, his brains get eaten. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
But like me, that situation, and God, Jesus might be like, dude, like, why are you putting that situation compared to this? But like, honestly, like,
it's very real. This is
yeah,
very,
this is very
visceral.
real.
That
There
really
are
did, no matter
situations.
what
There are
happened.
situations in life where like you're like, dude, like I'm getting crucified, left and right. There's bombs on both sides. Nobody is with me. I am totally by myself, and everybody's against me 100%. Bro, it's gonna be all right though.
God's been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God literally died, bro. Like, Jesus died, dude. Like, he died.
And that's supposed to be like the best. That's supposed to be like.
Yeah, and people, and that's how Easter, like this whole holiday is like, he died and then he came back to life and woo. But also, really, honestly, we could talk about my 2 weeks that I had, my 2 weeks of hell, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't even drop a podcast for 2 weeks.
Right, and yes,
here I am,
dude, for real,
on
man.
Easter.
Woo!
Here we go.
Easter
I'm back,
Sunday.
baby.
He's back.
Fucking baby. You get one for Jesus, baby.
Woo!
But that,
Yeah,
but
do
it's as
that.
true and as real
Do
as
that.
It's as true and as real as that, bro.
Yeah.
And I feel like Jesus, as a person that went to the extremes on everything, he died, bro. Jesus died, bro.
There's no chance that he didn't. Like, we have the Roman death records. That happens, like, almost, like, it'd be crazy to argue otherwise. But,
so, bro, whatever situation you are in, bro, it's as extreme as what Jesus would bring it. It's as extreme as how God would bring it. But at the end of the day, bro, it's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. It's going to be all right. It might suck right now.
Yeah.
It might suck right now, bro. But
yes.
You got friends. You know what? If you're
Yes.
watching this and you don't feel like you have friends, message Roper. Message me, bro.
Or Squirrel.
DM me.
Or, yes.
You have my stuff. I say it all the time. Almighty_S.I.G.H, bro. That's my Instagram. Message me, bro, and tell me your stuff, bro.
That'd be
I'm
legit.
here.
Do that.
This
Yeah. Probably not. I mean, like.
MOSHCAST. Almighty Sci is a safe place to go, a safe place to talk, a safe place to be who you are, dude. 100%.
For real. No, yes, I agree. I don't know. Yes.
Yes, 100%.
Okay. Yes, 100%. I don't know. Can you think of anything else?
Honestly,
I'm glad that I'm not in jail right now. Or
right.
But yeah. So,
and I hope that everything goes the way it's supposed to. I don't want to see you there.
Yeah. Let me say. Yeah, and man, I hope people are listening to me when I say. I hope this. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Don't do anything Roper wouldn't do.
Yeah, I wanted to say that.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't do anything.
Don't do anything. Or not as like a moral whatever, but just kind of like it's on this, just not like as a moral, like that's the answer, but just as like as a quick side thing. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There you have it.
Yeah.
There you have it. Roper. It was.
I mean, that's not like yeah. Sorry.
No,
yes,
you're
yeah.
good. It was
So
a
it's
pleasure.
over? Yes, this was
a
great.
blessing.
Okay.
It was an honor for you to come back.
Dude, I
on
enjoyed
the podcast. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Man, there's gonna be so much. We have so much on there. So much.
Next time you'll be in a different place, man. Yeah, I don't know who would watch all this. That's a lot.
Also,
I've enjoyed that.
Right.
Yeah.
But next time, also, maybe I should get on the Bible time.
That would. Okay.
We should make it happen. Somehow. Where I just show up. I just show up and I become Roper and I talk.
Oh wow.
And I preach the Bible.
Yes.
Do a little bit of your YouTube channel.
You should do Psalms. No.
But Roper, like, what are we seeing in the future for you? Is there anything happening?
Psalms is okay. I don't know. I said Psalms because it's
Proverbs or something.
It's so optimistic. Yeah.
The Revelations or.
Yeah. Yes.
MOSHCAST does Revelations.
That would be fantastic.
100%. But what do we see in the future for you? What's going on?
Oh my goodness.
What are we doing?
I don't know, man. You really had a solid closing, but heaven forbid that actually happened. So, dude, I don't know, man. What's
Bible time? Anything special?
oh yeah, www.thechosensucks.com.
ThechosenSucks.com.
ThechosenSucks.com. SUX.com. www.thechosensucks.com.
Watch it. Look at it.
Yeah.
Live it.
Yeah.
Bible times, is anything crazy going on over there? It's just the reg stuff.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, no, it's where I read the Bible.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I do.
And we did it
I do
here.
that.
And we did it.
Yeah, and we also did that here, and that was awesome.
Yeah.
This has been good.
It's been great.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk for another hour. Yeah, let's. I don't.
Definitely. Maybe we should wait.
I kind of got to pee. So
you got to pee. I got to smoke the rest of my Black and Mild and everything. So
yeah, sounds great,
guys. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Woo!
You're watching this today.
MOSHCAST. You're watching
the
MOSHCAST.
If you're watching this today, tomorrow I have a gig at
Easter
7:30 at Zombies in Amarillo, Texas. There is Dirtbag Fred, Smokey the Bear, Jeffrey Neurotic, Eli, 806, me, and a whole bunch of other guys going to be performing, and it's going to be live. If you don't have a ticket, you should get one. It's $5 a ticket, because if you go to the door and don't have a ticket, it's going to be $10. So save your money, right? Next Saturday, coming up Saturday, so Sunday, Easter, this Saturday coming up is going to be the halfway to home gig. It's going to be at the John Stiff Skate Park. It's going to be me, Derek Porterfield, and all Hell Zero.
Wait, this is coming up after?
This is coming up right after.
Wait, so Saturday, Sunday, right?
Yeah.
So it's the next Saturday.
This is the next coming up
Okay,
Saturday.
so yes, do that.
Yeah. And that one's going to be free. And that one's going to be outside. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. And we're going to do a whole lot of crazy stuff on that one as well. And I hope to see y'all there. And I hope that you see this one.
Yeah.
And guess what?
We're not.
MOSHCAST is risen from its grave.
Yeah, it has.
If you haven't learned, this is what you should have learned today. Don't be a homie that catches homies lacking. And if you are a homie that catch homies lacking, you're as bad as the villains and the enemies that catch everybody else lacking. Love God, do what you do what Jesus does, and do what Roper wouldn't do. Or what is it?
Don't do anything.
Don't do anything we wouldn't do. And like always, we'll see you next week. Hopefully. Catchphrase. We'll see you next week.
Okay. Wow. That. It's all. Yeah.
We'll do it.
Would you bleep at least the end? Because it will be.
I'll bleep it.
Okay.
I will.
Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. Cool.